like basketball. Basketball dong. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast. Talk about every NBA team every week. If your team is still active in the playoffs, and if you go to patreon.com/State of the League and give us $5. I'm your host, Jack, aka Joestar. With me, as always, the world famous Pablo Escobar. Today, we are breaking down the Western Conference. The Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks are sitting at 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. And Game 5 will be played the day this comes out. So this should come out like 6-7 hours before Game 5 goes down. So like if we make takes here, they'll be like aged poorly within hours. Like we won't even get a full day of chilling before this shit goes off the rails. How you doing today, Pablo?
Guys, turn this garbage off. Go to Hot Tunes TV China NBA on YouTube.com.
Go there after. Go there after the pod.
A new scouting video. Reed Shepherd. Head on over there. It's a blast. Then watch it twice. Watch it 3 times. Then come back here. All right. So we're POV. You're listening to this 24 hours from now. So we got to keep it up to date for them. Okay. I hope Derrick Jones Jr. shoots well tonight.
Wait, I'm confused what the bit is here.
Instead of tomorrow, I said tonight.
Yeah. Tonight, I hope Kyrie plays a lot better. You know, if they want to close out the Wolves in Target Center, they need him to shoot well tonight, not tomorrow night.
Call us up.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just chilling. I got one lobbyist request to lead us in. Gabriel Esparza. Let me open up my notes real quick because I want to have the timestamps ready to go. I want to be able to get them in and out of our face rapidly. Also, guys, if you're tuning in, if you're locked in, it's summer. We're cutting sleeves off of t-shirts again. It's hot, and so yeah, you want to be. We're Mac from Philadelphia. From It's Always Sunny pilling the entire summer. No sleeves all summer long. If you wear sleeves, you're depriving yourself of one of life's simple pleasures. I feel great right now. And I can only, if someone attacked me, my range of motion isn't constricted at all. If someone attacked Pablo, he's probably getting his ass beat just because he has sleeves on.
But also because I've never lifted a day in my life. So the sleeves are necessary the sleeves need to hide that fact, that visual fact.
So you won't get targeted.
If they're not hiding it, the attacks will increase because they'll be like, hey, that's a guy who we can attack. That when teams see Jalen or Tyrese Halliburton, they're like, get him. That's how they'd see me.
But conversely, when they see Trae Young, he's been working out a lot. He's fucking ripped. So they're like, oh my God, get the ball on the other side of the floor. Otherwise, he's literally going to take it away from us. It's scary.
He's got the sleeves rolled up a little bit. You can see a little muscle bulge.
Little tease. All right. Okay. So Gabriel Esparza, right off the bat, says some sports journalists should lose their jobs for bad writing and sports media losing actual insight in the game. Examples given: SB Nation's story on Karl Anthony Towns, and then Kendrick Perkins saying he regrets voting Rudy Gobert for Defensive Player of the Year. I believe because his peers don't respect him or something like that. So how does that question make you feel?
So the SB Nation thing, that's all over Twitter. I don't think that's a real, I don't know if that counts. I think that's just a guy who posts on SB, because SB Nation is just fans, right? And you can there is some monetizing opportunity, but they're not hired people.
I did not know that.
In a strict organization, I think. Yeah.
I'm kind of confused about the relationship between them and Secret Base, where Kofi and John Boyce works and everybody.
That's a specific offshoot, and are they still online? Do they do written stuff too, or are they just a YouTube channel?
I mean, I only followed. I can't fucking read, so I only followed the YouTube stuff. I never read before in my life. I can read like spreadsheets, basketball reference style. So if they presented articles to me in that fashion, then yeah, maybe. But for the most part, I just watch their funny videos.
Yeah, SB Nation, as far as I know, it's not like the Ringer or the Athletic where they have like writers. I believe it's just people submitting things. I don't know how you go about getting like accepted there. But I do. Caitlin Cooper used to write at SB Nation. That's where her Pacers page was, and then it ended up getting shut down. And so I don't know. So people are getting paid, but I would guess that guy's not getting paid because like I went to his Twitter and he had like
Mm-hmm.
2,000 followers or something like that. So I think he's just a guy who's for whatever reason he's able to submit work there. But I don't think
It's
he's
insane that slipped
paying
through
the
the
bills.
crack. Like if it's just like straight up like fan contributions that like because that to me that implies that there is a team of people like at least skimming these articles and being like okay, this we should let this one through, this one probably doesn't meet our standards, whatever, blah blah blah.
Is it
This
on
article,
the Timberwolves page or where was it on? Was it on like a specific team site?
I just clicked the link that the guy tweeted out when he sent it out, and it took me, I don't remember specifically what the website was. I assume that would make sense if it was like sbnation.timberwolves or whatever, and they were just like kind of desperate for an article, but still,
That'd
this
be
was fucking
crazy too, because
crazy.
it's like, hey, here's the I hate Carl Anthony Towns article on the Timberwolves. Like, which one was he? Yeah, where was he posting that? I have no clue. It was a weird article. I didn't read through the whole thing.
I read through most of it. I think some of the highlights I have them here on my phone. I took some screenshots for a video I recorded. My camera roll is so fucked, dude. I try to like clean it out every couple weeks, but it's just like the most nonsensical screenshots you could ever imagine. So right off the bat, one thing that was crazy is the guy said Cat probably lands around the 0.1% of people who should have to try the least to be successful, both on a basketball court or in life. He's half black, half Dominican, 7 feet tall, and looks annoying. That one I was like, okay, I don't know if we should like juxtapose his race and then looks annoying. I don't love that. um,
The Dominican black mix creates such an annoying
it's
visual.
off-putting. Oh my god, it's just like.
See, at first I was like, oh, he's going for an opposite Colin Cowherd here because he's saying being Dominican is like guaranteeing him success. It's like putting him on a higher level. But then he goes with that, so I'm like, okay, he's back to Cowherd levels.
Maybe he is Colin Cowherd pilled because he also he leans pretty heavily on Cat's inability to control himself on the floor, stupid fouls and bad decision making, which broken clock. That'll probably be a theme in this episode a little bit. There have been some questionable decisions.
The worst guy you know made a good point.
But maybe he's calling Cowherd Pope because he's like, this guy's Dominican, and he just does like 3 offensive fouls a game. Like he just cannot figure it out. Oh my god.
The source of his fouling? The Dominican Republic. The genes coursing through his veins.
Yeah, so the legit quote is he's moving on his own, often seeming less like he moves of his own volition and more like he is being piloted by a small, gifted rat manipulating his body from a perch on his head, nestled inside of his hair. So he's being ratatouilleed.
That would be a cool description if it was in a positive way.
It'd be a cool description. I mean, the idea of Ratatouille but with basketball is interesting to me. Like a rat that is, instead of passionate about food, he's passionate about balling. And so like he forms a bond with like a very uncoordinated but like super athletic 7-footer, and they both like rise through the ranks of the league together.
Oh, I just had a really good TikTok idea. Hold on, I gotta write in my notes.
Perfect.
Keep going.
Okay. The next one, yeah. There's just the big problem that a lot of people had with this is like, as if all that wasn't bad enough, he does go on to be like, well, I reached out to some of my Wolves friends, and they did say that Karl Anthony Towns has gone through like a ton of tragedy over the past 3 years, and maybe that has kind of contributed to the way that he is. And even if it hasn't, like maybe you should just lay off of the article titled "I fucking hate Karl Anthony Towns and he's annoying," and then that guy he says all that to just say the line afterwards, but he was born lame. He's corny, and there's nothing he could do to avoid that. And so yeah, it's just unprofessional at best. It's weird regardless. Like I don't when I was reading it, I was just like, why is this a thing right now? Like if you posted this early August, maybe I get it. But like there's actively shit happening in the NBA sphere, both in terms of like playoff basketball and like off-season speculation and shit. So this just feels pretty unnecessary.
Well, they were about to get swept, and it was Karl Anthony Towns' fault. So that means he's responsible for getting an article like this. It's his fault.
Okay.
What did the guy say about his family dying? Doesn't he bring it up?
Yeah. Here, let me try to find the actual. He's half black, half Dominican, small gifted rat. My Wolves friends went on to point out there have been several motivating factors in Cat's career that should engender some sympathy and goodwill for him. Some understanding of his fundamental catness. Quote, the tragic loss of family members to COVID, losing Flip Sanders, a father/mentor figure who drafted him, having Jimmy Butler and a crew of practice players rip out his and Andrew Wiggins' beating hearts and displaying them for the world to see. So also to hierarchy them in that order is just like, oh well, his family died, his mom died, and then his coach died, the guy who he was really instrumental in getting him to like a passionate NBA level or whatever this guy's saying. But then Jimmy Butler was also really mean to him for like 3 weeks 5 years ago.
It's this like that. I think the internet has glorified hating a little too much to where people think it could be like really cool and funny, but like there's a line, and I think people have trouble with the line. Like I think the r/Bill Simmons podcast, I think that guy crosses a line, and I think this guy is beyond that guy. Like you can't just and it's like, do you know about Reddit snark pages?
No, I do not.
So like every single girl that you'll ever see on TikTok who's like a fashion girl or like a dancing girl, whatever, like influencer girl, they will have what's called a snark page on Reddit, where it's just a page devoted where people post their every move and they hate on them for it. It's like genuine bullying. They're like,
holy shit.
Wow, she posted this picture. Does she really think she looks good with this nose job? Blah blah blah. It's crazy. And so there's levels to hating. This is too much.
Yeah. Hating.
You can't take the pen to it. It's too much. You can't like picture Shakespeare like sitting down in the dark castle with the light on or with the one lit candle and the feather quill. It's like if you would have to, what maybe that's the baseline. Like, what would you have to resort to hate on this person if it was 1700? What would you have to do? If it's too much labor, do not do it.
Yeah, you'd have to get a printing press involved to get this shit put out there. Yeah, I think word of mouth hating, it's beautiful. And hating online to some extent, like it's chill. I think there's a tasteful art to it. Spoken as a hater, like I hate on people. I mostly try to keep it I mean, obviously if you like abuse your partner or something, yeah, I'm gonna hate on you, pal. But like beyond that, I try to just keep it to like basketball type shit where I'm like, and that's the thing with Cat. I made a video about this earlier today where it's like, why are we like, he was before game 4, he was shooting like 37% true shooting. He had like 5 moments a game that were comically terrible on both ends of the floor. And it was just like, why do you need to bring up the fact that he's corny? Like you could just be like, he's fucking terrible at basketball right now. So yeah, I don't know. Hating, this guy definitely missed the mark. Maybe it's like a, you know it when you see it kind of situation. I don't have like a strict guideline set up for when hating is good or bad, but this definitely feels bad.
I think it's just like it's you got to get away with it. Like I remember when all the Matt Rife stuff was going on, where he did his comedy special and people didn't like it, and then people were like, the one Anthony Jeselnik, is that his name? The comedian,
Mm-hmm.
you know that guy? I saw a clip where he's like, comedy is getting away with it, and so if you can't get away with it, then you're not good at that. And then, so I think about this guy compared to like Stephen A. saying Lamar Odom was on crack and Kwame Brown and stuff like that. They're like Stephen A. said some bad things, but he's way funnier about it. So this you gotta if you're gonna be mean, you gotta be max level funny. And this article
And
didn't come off
yeah,
that.
it's also like it's pretty holy shit, somebody's fucking angry parking outside. It's pretty rare for me to read an article that like makes me bust out laughing. And so
Yeah.
I maybe this is also just not the medium for it. Like I'm sure if a stand-up comedian took a lot of these points, it could be funny. But like yeah, it's just I don't even know how he worked up the nerve to post it, to be honest. Because like I hate like I'll watch the Wolves and Carl Anthony Towns. The thing that he does that I don't like the most is he'll be shooting like 5 of 18, and he'll hit a 3-pointer, and like he'll look to the camera and he'll make like a cool face, like oh, and I'm just like I don't know, like that's me hating. Like I don't like it when he does that. But then there's a voice inside my head that's like, "Hey, his mom died," and I'm like, "Okay, well, I'll give him some slack then. You know, like I won't have to like go dunk all over him online or anything. Just so like to ignore that voice or to not have that voice, I suppose, for the entire duration of like thinking up the ideas for this article, typing it out, proofreading it, editing it, submitting it, and then like posting it, being like, guys, check out what I did. Like it never occurs to you to just like chill on this guy. I don't know. It's not ideal. Kendrick Perkins hating on Gobert. That's just classic Perkins to me, though. Like that's very much the type of shit you're gonna get when you tune into ESPN to listen to what they have to say about the game these days.
Yeah, Kendrick Perkins is like a like a friendly scarecrow, like the guy from Howl's Moving Castle. Like
Yeah.
like you're like when you see him, you got to be like, wait, what is he doing? He's well, actually no. This I don't know if I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
don't know
where
where
it's
you're
going.
going with this.
I had a vision in my head, but I don't. But either way, Kendrick Perkins is like he's a character actor. you
Mhm.
gotta you gotta just appreciate what he's doing over there, and he's like the Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless. Like you gotta appreciate it. You can't take those guys seriously.
Yeah, at a certain point, and he's good. Because he's pretty funny a lot of times. Even though like I wonder because I know it's a bit. I know he's doing a character. But like so much of his character and his like the funniness of it comes at expense. Like he is just straight up stupid. Like that's the punchline.
And he was
Um,
not a good player.
yeah, no.
Even at his best, like people made fun of him all the time.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just like I don't know. I'm curious. If he retires, I would love like a maybe like a deep dive, a documentary. Like you get him, you get Stephen A, you get Skip Bayless, who are like other really big. Colin, I believe Colin Cowherd believes a lot of the shit he says. I don't know. But
I
like you,
think I think he's kind of admitted to like straight up not watching the NBA anymore, stuff
that's
like
so
that.
based. Oh my god, just
And he
fucking.
and he does his little meta. He has his little meta moments where he like goes after JJ Redick for wearing a backwards hat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I you know who confuses me is Nick Wright. Is Nick
yes.
like does he is he self-aware or does he think he's like an intellectual giant?
I don't know. He plays the part really well because like there are moments online or on TV where he feels very in line with like Skip Bayless or Stephen A or Perkins or whoever. But specifically, like I think he articulates his arguments a lot better, not a lot more well. I think he articulates his arguments better than those guys. And I think back to that Warriors Twitter space right when the Warriors lost, where it was like just a bunch of stupid like online Warriors fans upset about their season ending, and like he hopped in at like 1 a.m. and
Yeah.
he was just like, no, like you guys are being really stupid right now. Like the team was just not good enough to win a championship. And he broke it down point by point in a very smart way and like handled 8 or 9 people yelling at him at once. I don't know if Skip Bayless or Stephen A really has that caliber of debate within them anymore.
He's definitely smarter than them. And he has some decent takes when it comes to like real world political issues.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jokic stuff right now is crazy. Like these guys do this. They like brand themselves as like Skip Bayless is obviously the number one
And Nick
LeBron
is the
hater.
pro LeBron guy also. So yeah,
Yeah, that's his thing. He's the pro LeBron guy. And I guess he is like all the arguments he's taking against Jokic are ones that people used against LeBron in like 2007. I guess
Oh my
I
god.
guess that's his point of view. Like, oh, you guys talk about LeBron like this, I'm going to talk about Jokic like this. But yeah, I don't know, because he I saw you responded to it on Twitter. Like he posted a graph, and he was like, and then I went to his page, he posted the graph and then retweeted it. Like his most recent tweets were him retweeting himself and then the original post.
I was coming up on him. I think he was. I almost ratioed him, but I think he ran out of gas. So I'll put that on my resume. I almost got him.
What was his point? His point was like he said something crazy about being healthy in the for your entire playoff run, and someone in the he said the Bucks playoff run was healthy, right?
Yeah, okay, so this is the one I quoted. It said, "We are about to enter a week's worth of conversations centered around, is Luka going to steal the best player alive title from Jokic? Before we do that, it's worth at least wondering if it's been Jokic or Giannis who has been the league's top guy the last half decade." And then, so after that, it comes in, it's like, I don't know. It's hard to even describe this. It's a bar graph that charts all of their all NBA, all defense, DPOY, MVP, and championship seasons. And this is,
And
I mean,
it's
ostensibly,
saying
it's
that.
just like, it's just matching up awards and like how deep they went in each playoff run. And I don't really know if that's
And he's
the,
saying the Hawks or the Bucks face tougher competition in their championship run.
which is
Than...
inadvertently shitting on LeBron, by the way.
Wait, did he? What?
Yeah, so
Oh, because Jokic beat LeBron.
the 2021 title run opponent win percentage. Okay, I see what you're talking about now. It was an average of 62% was their opponent win percentage. That is raised considerably by the fact that they played the Suns in the finals and the Nets in the semifinals. And the Nets were a pretty good team. I think Harden was hurt for that series, and that's also where Kyrie sprained his ankle, right?
Yeah, in the comments they were litigating it. Like a guy was like that was not a fully healthy run for that Bucks team, and
Mm-hmm.
then Nick Wright was like, no. Oh wait, hold on. There's a
What is there a bee? What do you?
there. I thought there was a bug, but there's like a piece of dirt on my car seat. I don't know
You're
what that
crazy, man. There's a carbon monoxide leak in your car.
was. But yeah, in the comments, someone was like, that Nets team was not healthy. He's like, that Nets team was fully healthy, aside from Harden missing the first 4 games and Kyrie missing the last 2 or something like that. Or it might be flipped. I don't know. But I was like, is this guy serious?
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Oh, his argument was the best player was there for every team, so it was okay. So Kevin Durant was there the whole time.
Okay. Well, Kevin Durant was fucking sick in that series. That was a dope series from him, and I don't feel like taking anything away from the 21 title run. It was pretty good. I think it would be interesting to run
Trae
through
Young injury asterisk.
Yeah, and Giannis injury no asterisk. That ties him up.
Did he get hurt in that series too?
Yeah, that's when Giannis's knee bent like 90 degrees backwards, And then we were like, oh shit, are the Hawks gonna make the finals? And then the Bucks closed them out, and then Giannis was like good to go for the entire finals. That was like one of the craziest injury comebacks I can remember in recent memory.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. And then he ended up still blocking the lob to DeAndre.
Yeah, like that was an insane, like it was an insane series regardless. They did not have the personnel to guard him. I mean, fucking like DeAndre Ayton on him in isolation, that's just not going to work. But it was an especially insane series coming off that knee injury. It was like, holy fuck, this is just like a big statement from him. So yeah.
Wait, so were they beat? They closed out that series without Giannis at all?
Yeah, I think Middleton fucking cooked.
So we were getting a
Trey
Middleton
sprained his ankle on the ref's foot.
Yeah, the league it didn't want
NBA,
it. They weren't ready, and then so he was doing nothing. So it was like, was that a Bogdanovich or who were doing?
Might have been Kevin Huerter, a Kevin Huerter run. Was he in Sacramento by then?
No, I think he was there for that.
Okay. Let me check this out because I think Trey played. Okay, so he missed the final 2 games. Yeah, it looks like it was Bogdanovich, John Collins, Gallinari, group effort. Nobody else averaged 15 points per game for the Hawks. Bogdanovich came close at 14.7 on 52% true shooting. That was a great defense from Milwaukee, even without Giannis. They were so good.
Yeah. So Nick Wright, the Jokic hating is crazy, but yeah, I don't know if he believes it or not.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Max Kellerman a little bit, where Max Kellerman's
issue was Durant hater.
He might have been. He was the I want Iguodala guy, so he might have been a Steph hater. I'm not like super locked in. I just remember him only knowing what he was talking about when it comes to boxing, and then like kind of being out of his depth on pretty much every other sport. And so that's
he would cook Stephen A. and that's why Stephen A. got him kicked off. He was like, I hate this guy. He's pwning me all the time.
So Stephen A. replaced him with Shannon Sharp.
Who is on that show now?
Who the fuck cares? Oh my god!
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's more. That just feels like 2 of the same like guy, almost kind of bouncing off of each other.
I think it's two guys having fun to contrast Stephen A. versus Max, where it's like Stephen A. saying something and Max being like, no, this is not true because of this number and because of this and this. And then it's like, oh man, 5 killed. And Stephen A. would get so mad at him, like genuinely mad.
He would get like actually mad. Stephen A. versus Shannon, I could see that being more of like you know what he is? He's barbecue chicken. And then Shannon being like, no, he's not barbecue chicken. He's like, and then they just like go back and forth on like what food item the defender is for 15 minutes. Yeah, it's the state of basketball TV. It's so good. It fucking rocks. It's incredible. And if you want to get smarter and learn more about the game, that's all you should watch, baby.
That's man. If you're 12 years old, it's got to be a great time to be locked in.
Yeah. All right. We can get into Dallas, Minnesota. Let me pull up the timestamps. What is it? Calm little 28 minutes in. All right. So Minnesota goes down 0-3. Dallas beats the dog shit out of them. Luka hits one of the craziest shots I've seen in a fat minute. Probably. I mean, Jokic's shot over Anthony Davis last year in a vacuum crazier, but like time of the game, like clock running out to win. Luka's shot over Gobert to win game 2 in Minnesota, definitely like a more impactful, crazier shot. So yeah, they go up 3-0, and then the Wolves win game 4. Is it fair for us to gloss over 3 dominant Mavs wins to talk about the most recent game where they lost? Probably not. That's what most of my notes are about, however, though. So I don't know what to tell you guys. Sorry, Mavs fans. You just get to enjoy the 3-1 lead. And I'll talk about it a little bit, but the most recent game is the most important.
Well, so one of the big things is the Gobert thing. Like, he got cooked by Luka, and so he's actually the worst. He's actually trash.
He's been bad the whole time.
He's been bad the whole time. And so, what does this mean for Devin Booker and Kevin Durant? Because I picked them in that series because I was like, they are going to cook this guy. And then they got him, and they got Towns out on the perimeter, and they didn't cook him. So what does that mean for them? Are they frauds too? Are they the worst of the worst?
I guess. I mean, if you're getting locked up by this fucking bozo who can barely stand up on the perimeter, you get Jaden Hardy in front of him. He's falling all over himself. Then yeah, I mean Booker, get him out of the league. Kevin Durant, get him into a retirement home. The Suns, everybody return your TV antennas if you asked for them, because there's not going to be any good basketball in Phoenix for a
What do
long
you
time.
mean Bronny's coming?
Oh, is there rumors? I'm not tapped in.
Bronny will not work out for any team that's not the Lakers and the Suns. And there's rumors the Suns want LeBron.
This is so sick. He's like the projected 54th pick. And
They're
he's
gonna
like,
take him at 22 or something.
nah, I'm not doing it. Yeah. So I think what was I just talking about? Oh, so with the Gobert stuff, obviously I think there's a middle ground where with Booker and KD and Jamal Murray for that matter, it feels like they are worse at handling physicality than Luka is. Like I feel in this series, Luka has handled the physicality of the guards much better, and so maybe that's helped with him just like getting isolations on Rudy Gobert. Even though in the fourth quarter, Luka didn't even play. Like that was his first shot made in the fourth quarter. It was just like a really tough shot. All of the other baskets were made by Kyrie in that game. He had like 14 on really good efficiency in the fourth quarter of that game. So I don't know. I mean, what do you think about Gobert?
I think he's he's for sure not the problem.
They're winning. They're winning all his minutes. Also, like not to be
all
the
the
plus,
numbers are like, hey, good things are happening when this guy's on the court. Really bad things are happening when this guy's off the court. So he really is. He's just a hate magnet. I don't know. Like he's even like we just went over. Karl Anthony Towns had an ode dedicated to him, an ode to hating on him, and even he's less hated than Rudy Gobert.
Gobert's got a pundit on NBA on Inside the NBA. He's got his own dedicated reporter in Draymond Green.
Oh yeah, he does. He's got bullies on live TV. Yeah, Rudy Gobert, like if you want him to be able to hold up on the perimeter against Luka, then he's not the man for that job. There's very few people for that job. Maybe Kevin Love, 2016. Remember? He held up on.
I do. That was cool. Yeah, shout out to Steph. I mean, one of the like just choke, just drive past him, bro. What are you doing?
And then people also want him to somehow be able to guard a 2-on-1, like when Luka is in front of him and a big man is behind him. They want him to stop that. They want him to read the lob when it's coming, break it up, or just stay in front of Luka, stop him, and shut down the pass or whatever. Like there are just situations that are not possible.
And it also doesn't matter that he beat Jokic anymore. Jokic still fucking owns him and everything. Like all of that. When Jokic was cooking him in isolation, everyone was like, holy shit, he owns him. This is insane. Brother, I have 47. They lose game 7. Radio silence. We are on to like the next talking point. And that's about Rudy Gobert sucking still.
Yeah, it's clear Rudy is there to stop everybody else from scoring. He's not going to stop the superstars from scoring. And so this is not on him. I think all indications are he's doing his job to the best of his ability. Well, maybe not the best, but he's doing his job to a certain level.
He's doing his job better than Cat and Ant for the first couple games.
Anthony Edwards is not being very Michael Jordan-ly lately. And then Karl Anthony Towns is not making shots.
Maybe Monte Ellis-y lately. I don't know.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Anthony Edwards because like the whole time he's like, yeah, I'm like he doesn't call himself Michael Jordan. It's just all these people who are like, Yeah, I did this. This is how we watch the NBA. It's like there's
He looks
Michael
like that
Jordan and
one
there's
guy.
not Michael Jordan. If there's Michael Jordan, it's good. If there's not Michael Jordan, it's bad. Because we had Michael Jordan, then we had wannabe Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. And you told us all, I'm the biggest stan of this guy. Then we had no Michael Jordans. We had LeBron, but now we have Michael Jordan.
Nice. Hell yeah. Never let go of the past, guys. Just a constant recycling of that one thing you liked that one time. Never
In the
let go of it.
90s.
Yeah, never move on from it. That's just like a really good recipe for a healthy, happy, fulfilled life. So yeah, Gobert, I wouldn't call him the problem. I wonder, I don't have Cat and Ant's averages from the first 3 games here. They were horrific. I know that off the top of my head.
I
And so,
might have it because they didn't at 4 a.m. last night. I was like, "How is Basketball Reference not updated yet? They only have the first 3 games."
you don't know how to work NBA.com filters?
I do not go there for
I kind of figured it out. It's
for a
not.
series stat. It is it hard. It looks weird.
It's okay. So it's the learning curve is a little steep. What I ended up doing, the thing that helped me, is I would Google, like in regular Google, NBA points in the paint, and then I would click on the NBA.com link that brings up, and then I would look at what filters were turned on, and I would like go check them, and I would be like, oh, okay, that's what I need to set it to be able to get to points in the paint or points off turnovers or all of that shit. It's the learning curve. It's annoying, but it updates immediately, and it's I don't know. I would say I split time between there and Basketball Reference now. For series stats, I like Basketball Reference more, but if I wanted to do like last 8 games, say Cat had a really big
Yeah, that
turnaround.
NBA.com is really good for that.
So okay, Cat's first or Anthony Edwards' first 3 games of the series, excuse me. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 38% from the field, 33% from 3, and 83% from the line. So 22-point near triple double, 3.3 turnovers, really inefficient shooting scoring wise. But overall, for a 22-year-old, and I mean, you could also make the argument. How did you feel about Denver's defense?
Personnel wise, I think they were good, but like they barely lost game 7. And so I still think they were good defense, but I do think there was some slippage from Michael Porter Jr. And there is an element, there is a difference with this defense to where Lively and Gafford are more of a physical rim presence than
They
Jokic.
can jump, is what you mean?
Yeah.
They can get off the
Yeah.
floor and try to block yeah, I agree with that. I would say Dallas is probably the closest thing to a great defense that Minnesota has seen thus far. I'm comfortable calling them a great defense. Fuck it. Whereas Denver's was good, but it was not as good as it was last year, and they also, like, personnel wise, KCP even kind of like undersized to guard Ant, and then whereas Dallas is doing it much more by committee. Like they're throwing doubles at him. They're not letting him get to the rim. They're not letting him get clean looks in the mid range. Denver was unable to do that to him in a lot of games. They fucked him up. Game 7, he was 6 of 24, but I still feel like this is the best defense that they've seen.
I saw Bowser to Bowser. Everyone go follow him on Twitter. He's been one of the best. He's like super smart basketball guy. I think he's an assistant coach somewhere. I don't know, but he's been tweeting about the strategies and stuff used in this series. And so Dallas, when Minnesota tries to ISO, because Minnesota's been getting like Luka and Kyrie on to switches and then isolated, like they've been getting the mismatches they want. But what they're doing is Dallas is forcing them. Wait, are they forcing them? Yeah, they're forcing them middle. Which a lot of teams like like to take away middle, but they're forcing them middle towards the help. And then if he does try and force if Anthony Edwards tries to go baseline, if he's like, I'm not going where you force me,
Mhm.
then even though they can't stop him, they're able to slow him down enough to the point where the low man can rotate over. So there's really no clean driving path for Anthony Edwards to cook them in isolation. And they're doing the same thing that they did to OKC, where they're conceding, and I saw Jackson Frank point this out too. They're conceding the skip pass to the opposite corner because
Which he is not good at. That's something I wrote
that
down.
he's not really picked them apart as a passer, and so they're just living with these gaps and just flooding the driving lanes, but it's working out for them.
Yeah, the skip pass especially. It's just constantly this like super. It's either slow, and it feels like it's in danger of getting picked off, even with Dallas not really having a man in position to pick it off. But it's also like constantly super high as well, so it's never really a quality shot. It's either
And they've been
uh,
closing out really well to it too.
yeah. Like the guy will have to jump way high up in the air to catch it. He'll come down. By the time he's like got it in his shooting pocket and he's ready to put it up, the defender's closing out on him already. And so that's just been a really effective thing that Dallas has thrown at him that's really slowed him down. Why did the Wolves win? Are you done? Do you have any other thoughts on the 3-0 lead?
No, just Luca and Kyrie. Like even when they're not on at the same time, it's like at least one of them is always on. So it's like they have a guaranteed superstar out there.
Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah. I did want to touch on that. That was like I just have a lot in game 3. So in game 2, it was mostly Kyrie and then Luca hit the game winner. And then in game 3, it just felt like they were taking turns, just like making exceptionally difficult shots. And that was both what I was worried about for Minnesota, but it also feels like the vision that they had when they paired Kyrie and Luca together is kind of coming to fruition now, where it was like this question of, okay, you have two guys that are theoretically unguardable when they're going at the same time. And it's just a question of whether or not they're going to be going in the biggest moments of the game. And in game 3, yeah, it absolutely felt like that. Where even though Minnesota was defending them pretty well and putting them to the spots that schematically they probably wanted them to be at, Dallas was just generating spectacular looks the entire fourth quarter. And Minnesota was like, save me Kyle Anderson or stuff. Like it just felt like the quality of shot in the clutch was so much better for Dallas. And it didn't feel like that in game 4. It felt like Minnesota really settled into what they were trying to do offensively, which I mean, Cat having the second half that he had definitely helps with that. Why do you think the Wolves won game 4?
Well, one difference is I think Towns got easier shots. They had more off ball movement. Minnesota was kind of stagnant on offense before this one, and they did some cool stuff with Towns, getting him on the move, running him off screens, and it benefited him. It benefited him as a shooter. He got some good looks, and then they also got him coming downhill with Gobert setting the screen for him off the ball, and then that evolved into cool. I love that little 2-man 7-footer.
It's sick. The
game.
big man to big man. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's dope.
So he had some nice little drives off that, and like when he's coming downhill, he's like a force. He as like turnover prone as he is,
Yeah.
on those drives. Like I like the drives. The drives I think are better when he gets the ball on the move rather than trying to self-create, because when he's been trying to just like exploit these mismatches, they've been sending help, and then he can make some spectacular looking passes, but he's not the best passer in the world. So
Yeah.
I think that is they're doing a good job. Overall, they're probably doing a good job exploiting that this Minnesota team is not the best passing team. Like how many is Conley the only plus passer in the starting lineup? Like I don't think McDaniels is.
I thought
Edwards is
Ant
getting
was.
better.
I thought he was coming into this series. I question it a little more. I'm still comfortable calling him a plus
Yeah, he's probably a
passer,
plus. Yeah,
but he's just like, if you ask him to be the fulcrum of your offense, I don't think he's there yet. I think that's a clear spot he could improve, though. But just like right now, I don't think he's there. And then, yeah, Cat, Gobert, good for big men, maybe slight plus, but just in terms of like where they're at, especially Cat on the offensive depth chart, just in terms of like how much he's going to be touching the ball. I don't think he's as good of a passer as where you would want him to be. Like, he's not that good at reading doubles or handling pressure or making super quick decisions, whether it be it like driving or defending, trying to rebound, anything like that. That was kind of a theme through the first 3 quarters of this game. It was really an insane game from Cat. Here, hold on, talk. I got to find his stats.
Another big issue, and this goes back to the Denver series, is that for the Phoenix series and then for the first, I don't know how many. It was the first 4, maybe? I don't even know. Anthony Edwards was Steph Curry. He was in Steph Curry mode, making every single jump shot.
3, yeah.
And then there was just regression. So that's a big reason why they're down in this series. If Anthony Edwards is making all the jumpers, it'd be a different story.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Cat's game 4. It's not just insanely impressive. It's just insane. That's what I wrote down. 25 points, 5 rebounds, 87% true shooting, 4 turnovers, and he fouled out with 1:38 remaining. Which in this game, that was a lot of time. It felt like especially for how much like Ant didn't really have it going down the stretch. He probably scored once or twice in this final 1:38 just through like volume of looks, but Cat in the fourth quarter was their best offense, kicking it out to him for an open 3. So he fouled out with 1:38. Most of this game, his fouls were the storyline. It was just like a master class of dumb decisions compounding on each other, where I think the first foul, where even Reggie Miller's ass was like, oh, that he shouldn't have done that. That was a bad foul, where like he did just like hack a guy at mid-court for no reason, like trying to poke the ball away. He picks up one there. Instantly, next possession, offensive foul, very like telegraphed charge that Maxi Kleber drew, where like everybody on the court knew that's what was going to happen. He caught the ball, not going downhill. Like you said, he caught it at the top of the key, just drove, tried to give him like, I think he was expecting a bigger bump from Kleber, like tried to give him like a hard post-up bump, but you know that you can draw an offensive foul on Cat, so there's no reason you would do that. You just like take the contact and go down. So then instant offensive foul. Then I think 3-4 minutes later, he does another like needless over the back rebounding foul early in the second quarter. He's out for a lot of that. And it did feel like Minnesota's opportunity to win this game was in the first half, and they were letting it go because they were committing so many stupid fouls. Not just Karl-Anthony Towns. Gobert had a couple. Ant had a couple. They were all in foul trouble by the end of the game. But he really stepped up in the second half. He had a masterclass in the fourth quarter. He had 5 points in the first half. And then in the second half, he had 10 points in the fourth quarter. I think he shot like 4 for 4 in the third quarter, and then maybe 4 for 5 in the fourth. He was really good. How do you feel about the play he fouled out on, Luka's pump fake?
The jumping, yeah, you can't jump with that. You can't get under him.
Wow. So you hate basketball. Wow. Okay, I see what it is. No, it's fine. It's fine. We're doing a basketball podcast. Somebody here hates he doesn't want the defenders to be able to defend. Wow. No, I'm kind of on board with that because it looks bad in the moment, and I'm not going to like die on the hill on Twitter arguing with people about it, but if Luka wanted to step through there, which he's like totally allowed to do, he would not be able to because Cat was jumping, and Cat had already landed, so I understand why.
So is I've missed this. Is there a lot of discourse on this call?
I mean, mostly just Timberwolves fans being like, "Oh, I thought they got rid of this call," even though it's not like the same. The jump launching at an awkward angle, to quote the NBA's rulebook verbatim, that they instituted at the beginning of this season, that was kind of targeted at the Trae Young, Jalen Brunson driving and then jumping backwards with your pull up into your defender, that kind of shit. they were mad that wasn't called as an offensive foul against Luka, and that it sent Cat out of the game.
It was definitely like he baited him and he got him with it, but I can't picture it in my head how like exaggerated the movement was. But either way, like he was jumping toward, he was like, he didn't have any landing space, did he? I don't know.
No, if you go back and watch it, it'll surprise you because the one of the parts about the rule in like the fine print is like the defender lands and then the offensive player jumps into him, and he did land before Luka like took a step, but I think it was like a pretty boom play. I wouldn't expect the ref to like make in real time, and they didn't have a challenge anyways, so I don't know. I feel like, first of all, you still won the game, so who cares? But second of all, don't jump.
If you have 5 fouls, yeah, you're never gonna. What is it? He's gonna block Luka's 3?
Yeah, which that's another. I wrote down. Gobert, he picked up his 5th foul with 8:42 left in the 4th quarter, and he didn't foul out of the game. So I feel like if you want to point to a spot where like strictly like defensive IQ, intelligence, like that's a testament to how good Gobert is on that end of the floor, because I didn't feel like he was like seeding layups or anything, or just like completely avoiding anybody who was trying to drive at him. He was still protecting the rim effectively with 5 fouls, and he didn't foul out. So yeah, I thought that was important. I thought he did a really good job. And Cat, I feel like he won them the game with the 10 points in the 4th quarter. There was a stretch where like if he didn't hit those, it would have been a big swing for Dallas, and Minnesota would not have had any momentum or direction with like what they were going to do besides maybe Ant save us offensively. So yeah, I think it was a good Cat game, but those fouls, it's tough. It's tough to watch sometimes.
It's tough to see his Dominican blood take over like that.
Guy who's racist, but not against the black half of Karl Anthony Towns, so he just hates his Dominican half. Oh my
God. What did I see? Oh, have you seen that? Did you see that tweet? This like a few weeks ago, where it's like guy who won't vote for Trump because he thinks the election actually because he thinks he actually won the last election and he believes in term limits.
No, I didn't see that. So like what? So Trump secretly won 2020 and he can't be eligible for a third
so he's
term?
like, I'm not voting for him in 2024. He won last election. They stole it from him, but the term limit.
Oh, that's so fun. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I'm down for that.
Speaking of the pro-life party, Derek Lively's injury has been
life to Lively. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. I think that's another reason why Minnesota won this game. I think despite them being very similar players, Derek Lively is better than Gafford in every way. He's
just like noticeably in every aspect, besides like maybe cool blocks that lead into him screaming, which Gafford's sick at. It's dope, but yeah, Lively's better.
Yeah, he's definitely more of a paint presence on defense. Like he's like, it's not a coincidence that when he goes down, then Anthony Edwards had that crazy dunk on Gafford the other night.
Yeah. How tall is Gafford? Is he like 6'10"?
Yeah, I think he's a 6'10", 6'11" guy. And then Lively might be a 6'11" barefoot guy, but he's a real 7-footer.
Yeah. I mean, it just looks like the difference. Gafford looks like big PJ Washington to me sometimes. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't look. He's a very big. He can jump, and he's got a big wingspan and everything. He's a good shot blocker. But yeah, Lively, especially. I mean, keep talking defensively. Let me not spoil your points.
And then so defensively, he's just way more of a deterrent, way more of an obstacle at the rim. And then offensively, way better passer, way quicker decision maker on the short rolls and stuff like that. And Gafford's been not finishing well. Before was he like 6 for 6 last night or something? He had a good game. Right? But before then, it's been pretty bad, right?
I'm not sure what his finishing numbers are exactly. I can pull it up if we give me a sec. But last night he did go 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks on 100% shooting, including a sick ass reverse dunk in the fourth
Oh
quarter. That
yeah.
Kyrie like passed out of an open mid range, and I was like, "Whoa, what are we doing?" And then Gafford I didn't even see him under the basket, and then he dunked it. So that was super cool. Gafford with the 6 for 6. He's at 72%. So what would that be? What's 21 minus 6? 15? 15 for 23. He was at 65% before this game, which I don't know. That's fine.
Okay, so he's still doing well. I
Yeah.
there was a time where I have there was a time where those two I was like they're both shooting 100%, and then I saw someone say like, oh yeah, Lively's actually at 80% and Gafford's at 20%, and I was like what? and then I get their offense mixed up dunking wise.
Yeah. That was the passing was my big thing. It just feels like Minnesota has a lot more schemes they can throw out there when it's not Lively getting the pass out of like the hard double team and making a quick read to a good shot, which already again like we would be losing our minds over a guy this good if it was any other rookie class. And I mean, to be honest, I already am. Like I think he's sick as fuck, but he is just like a very good, talented reader of defenses at this point in his career already, whereas Gafford really is not. He made a couple good reads, but a lot of times it's just like
Draymond had tried to give him tips on TV.
What did he say? I didn't see that.
Oh, he when Gafford was interviewed post game 3, I think, Draymond was like, "Oh, just a little tip for you. When you get to this spot on the floor, this is your read and this is your read and do this. If this guy does that, do that." And he's like, "Close this out."
Oh my god, hell yeah. Draymond's just like wearing a Wolves hat, being like, "Woo!" So yeah. Gafford.
No,
Oh yeah. Oh shit. My bad. Yeah. He's wearing a Wolves hat to epically troll Rudy Gobert.
A Rudy Gobert hat with a target on it,
with an arrow, like a comedy arrow sticking through his head. Somebody shot him in his Rudy Gobert hat.
Or it's Rudy Gobert standing on one place, and then it's Draymond with the IDF sniper behind him.
Oh hell yeah, that fucking rocks, dude. Shit, what was I gonna say about Gafford? I mean, yeah, that was my point. It's just that Lively they miss him, and Kleber coming back is cool, is good. It's a ramp up game, so he didn't play very well, and I don't know if he's gonna play super high level basketball this series. Depending how long it goes, I suppose. But yeah, you especially want Lively back against Boston with all those bodies flying around. I think Gafford's decision making might become a little bit more of a problem if you're asking him to do it full time.
And so in general, when we think about Timberwolves beat the Nuggets in 7, and now they're about to probably get closed out in 5, and probably
5 or 6 or 7. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Well, now that we've spoken to,
yeah, you fucking said it, pal. They're going 7.
They're definitely coming back. The difference, so I think Jokic and Luka are constant. Actually, Luka's not even as much of a constant as Jokic.
No, Luka was not as good as Jokic was through the first 2 games of this series. I will maintain that.
Yeah. So, and then outside of Jokic, they just did it. Minnesota was much more. They were well equipped to handle Jamal Murray, because like Jaden McDaniels and their kind of guys, those are the kinds of defenders that can bother him. Jaden McDaniels doesn't.
You need girth. You need girth to go up at Luka, baby.
Not bother Luka. And then Kyrie's been able to get bothered over the course of the series, but sometimes he just goes God mode. And so,
well, the problem with Kyrie a lot is it feels like last night he didn't play well. 16 points, I think 6 of 18 from the field, 4 assists, 4 turnovers. It was not a good game from Kyrie. He missed a lot of shots that we not only have seen him make historically, we saw him make last game, 2 games ago. These are makeable shots for him. So to me, it feels like Booker and Jamal Murray, 2 guards that are pretty heavily affected by physicality. They can't handle physicality super well. And I don't know if that kind of blends in with like how much they love to rely on the pull-up mid-range jumper and shit like that, even though Booker is a really good slasher. Kyrie is almost hard to be physical against because when you need to prioritize staying in front of him. Like if you try to get up on him and go physical, he is maybe the best in the league at like turning the corner on a guy who comes up on him too quick. And so that's off the table for most of the defenders. Like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, especially with how little height bothers Kyrie on a lot of his jumpers when it's going in. It feels like physicality doesn't affect him nearly as much as it affects Jamal Murray or Devin Booker and Luka. Yeah, like we talked about, just too strong, too good at keeping his primary defender on his hip. And the drop coverage in game 4 was pretty interesting because it took away the floater a little bit. But for the first 3 games, they couldn't guard him.
Yeah, and I think Gobert has been impacting Kyrie as well. I would have to go back and rewatch the games, but I feel like his presence at the rim has forced Kyrie into some tougher shots. But
that he's just made a lot. I mean,
yeah.
I wonder what are his numbers for the series. Let me look this up.
I would imagine that they feel pretty good, but also like it's just weird because he like scored 28 in the first half of that one game, and then he like didn't do anything for the rest.
He's at a very his postseason numbers. He's only like 22 points on 59% true shooting for the postseason. The OKC series really fucked him up. Okay, so the first 3 games before game 4, he was 28 points, 5 assists on 52, 44, 74 shooting splits with just 2.7 turnovers a game. So that's pretty much exactly what I would assume. He's like a pretty volume scorer in the fourth quarter in all of those games as well. He's played at a very high level in the big moments. So yeah, those 3 games, that's exactly what you want to see if you're Dallas. This most recent game, you kind of earn a stinker when you play that well, but if it persists, Minnesota definitely has an in terms of guarding Dallas's offense.
Yeah, and so the Denver role players didn't show up offensively, and Dallas's role players have. To an extent, right?
I mean, I agree. I agree.
PJ was rough last night, but has he been good this series? I feel
PJ, dude, no, holy shit, 12 points per game. 36% from the field, 22% from 3. But
his confidence tricked me. He made that big 3 last night. And they were like, he's not shooting well, but he's still made it. I'm like, yeah, go PJ.
Yeah. Derek Jones Jr. 45% from 3, and then Jaden Hardy, he's 5 of 8. I mean, it's not big volume. It's like 2 attempts per game. Josh Green's 5 of 12. So yeah, I think role players, especially when you consider like the combination of Lively and Gafford, the role players have definitely been better for Dallas than they were. Because again, Michael Porter Jr., KCP, the 4 of the games in that Minnesota series are just like straight up unforgivable offensive performances. Like you can't come back from your floor spacer shooting 22% or whatever it is.
Yeah, and then Aaron Gordon, he had some good games. He had some really good games. But like even in the closeout game, it was just like Jokic and Murray, and then nobody else did anything. So it really comes down to just how many of your guys can make shots, and the defense has influenced that. But a lot of times it is just like how you're playing is just how many shots you can make, and so. Denver was not making a lot of shots. Timberwolves were getting nuclear Anthony Edwards for most of that series. They had a lot of nuclear Jaden McDaniels games down the stretch of that series.
They did. And Cat, I mean, he was like the guy in the closeout game. He had like a 20-point double-double on really good efficiency.
Has McDaniels had a big game in this series yet?
I think game 2. I think he was like insanely good in game 2. Let me pull it up. I want to say he was like 8 of 12 from 3-point range or something.
Reed was in God mode this series, but they couldn't support him.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Was game 2 was the Nas Reed game, and then okay, so game 3, McDaniels went for 15 points on 3 of 4 shooting from 3. Game 1, he went for 24 points on 6 of 9 shooting from 3. So he's had some pretty good games in this series, but a couple stinkers as well.
So yeah, ultimately, this series has been close, but it just doesn't come out.
Yeah,
the right way.
Yeah, it just feels like Dallas has better closers if Ant is going to play at this level. So it's difficult. It's difficult to imagine this happening 3 straight times. Where this is the first game Minnesota outscored Dallas in the fourth quarter, or not even outscored, just the first time they tied. It was 27-27 in the fourth quarter of this game. In the other games, they were like -4, -8, -9 points. Like Dallas was just kind of working them in those moments. It was a rough Kyrie game. Luka was not as automatic as you would expect. And yeah, I mean, like I already touched on, I feel like some of those shots they missed in the fourth were makeable. So if Minnesota can stop them 3 straight games, and it starts one game at a time, if they can stop them.
It's one game at a time.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't know if you can do one game at a time, 3 separate times. Maybe that's easier than 3 straight games.
I do think they do believe. I think Anthony Edwards really thinks he can win this series. But
Jaden McDaniels had a cool quote. Did you see it? Where he was like, well, I mean, I only felt like the game they really beat us was game 3. The other 3 games, or the other 2 games, we just beat ourselves with mistakes that we can eliminate. And so they were like, well, does getting over the hump tonight make you feel any better? And he was like, oh, I feel like we could get 3 straight now. And so, yeah, I don't know. It'll age well if it works out, and no one will remember it if it doesn't. So, yeah, I mean, you're betting with house money at that point.
So what are the chances for this comeback? So number 1, best chance they have, Luka goes down. If Luka goes down, is that guaranteed Minnesota, or do you think Kyrie can still take a game?
I think Kyrie can get you a game. Mm-hmm. Like if you think Kyrie can't have like 45 points on just like, I'm going to make a tough shot every 1 or 2 possessions, like just give me the ball and I'll cook. And Minnesota's offense, especially if that coincides with like a tough shooting night, they'll still have most of their defense without Luka. It's not like he's some huge plus defender or something. So I think Kyrie could get you 1 in 3 games. Now, if Luka went down like late game 2 or next game, and you just had like 2 games for Kyrie to get you 1, I don't know. I would be really nervous about that if I was Dallas, but I don't know. Why are you putting that into the air right now, man? Jeez.
If Kyrie goes down, Luka could probably still get him a game.
Yeah, I think so.
If both of them goes down,
PJ Washington, baby. PJ Washington.
Could anyone? Jaden Hardy. Could he get him a game?
Oh, Jaden Hardy. He's had some cool moves in this series.
He's so confident.
Yeah. No, probably. I mean, if they both got hurt, yeah, the Mavs probably lose this series.
Also, by the way, Jaden Hardy, like before Luke, you know how Luka told him to take Gobert off the dribble, then he got the foul and it was like, that idiot. Before that happened, it happened a different time and Gobert shut him down. So I don't know how many times it happened total, but we're at 50% right now. And again, he didn't blow by him. He just got him on the...
Well, I don't know. Earlier you said, Kat, you can't jump on that when you were talking about Luka. So, wow.
I've got a double standard.
Double standards,
I
man.
Guess they both suck. That's my...
They both suck? Hell yeah. I'm down for that. We're back to hating, baby.
Yeah, the Dominican blood. It's always...
No. We're pro-Dominican, baby. It's a pro-Dominican sports podcast. We got to get into baseball in the offseason. Shit.
So, yeah, if both of them are healthy, then for Minnesota to complete this comeback, I think you need Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards. I don't think Dwayne Wade, Anthony Edwards is going to be there just because of the nature of this Dallas defense. They got too many bodies. But I guess Dwayne Wade was playing those bodies every game in 2005.
Well, he's playing the fucking Mavs, which I mean, We want to talk about tough rim protection.
Who did they have? Did they have Sean Bradley?
No, that's Dirk. Dirk was there in 07.
Yeah, but they were playing him with a center.
Who?
He was the power
There's
forward.
no fucking shot Sean Bradley was still around in 2006.
I feel like it might have been Sean Bradley. Go pull it up, Jamie.
I'm pulling it up. Okay, series stats 2-4. Is it Devin Harris?
Well, he's not.
I'm trying to here. Let me just pull up the Mavs. I wish that's the thing I don't like about Basketball Reference.
Well, they have GS. You can see GS game started.
Here, let me see. GS. No, that's the Heat.
And have we seen Dwayne Wade, Anthony Edwards at all? What's because a lot of his brilliance has come off jump shooting. Has there been a game where he's just relentlessly attacked the rim? I have moments like that moment at the end of game 2 against the Nuggets where he just like went all the way at Jokic. But overall, I think there's still some untapped potential there. But I don't know if this
Whoa.
is bring it out.
Desanya Diop? Is that who they were? Yeah, 6 games started for the Mavs in 2006. Desanya Diop, baby.
In the Heat series?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's insane.
Who else is there?
Okay, so let me see. They switched out some starters for a couple of these games. So Dirk started all 6, Terry started all 6, Josh Howard, then Devin Harris and Adrian Griffin each started 3, and then Desanya Diop started 6 as well.
Oh wow.
And then Jerry Stackhouse was first off the bench for 5 games. I don't know if he got hurt or what.
So they were clogging up the paint, but not the most nimble front court defenders. But yeah, so we'll need Steph Curry, Anthony Edwards, or Dwayne Wade, Anthony Edwards. We need Towns to stay on the court and make threes.
I just said the floor of Cat needs to be better. Like it's fine if you don't go 25 on 80% true shooting. I get it. You like the first half was unplayable basketball from him. You can't be that bad. And that I hate calling it's not dumb because like they are having to make these split second decisions that are pretty complex a lot of times, but you have to make the right decision more, I guess. I don't know what else to call it. Like you can't have a half like that if you want to come back from down 3-0, especially if it comes in the second half of a game.
And that's the beauty of off ball. Reduce those decisions. You just get it, and the play it happens. You don't have to make a decision. Well, you got to make some decision, but not as many. Stop trying to make plays defensively. You're not gonna get the steal. You're not gonna get the block.
They're baiting you. Court. They want you to do that.
We need Jaden McDaniels to be Jaden McDaniels, KD Jaden McDaniels. And then we need Nasri to stay in God mode. And then you need Luka and Kyrie to never sync up. They like we've talked about, we need one to be stinking it up at all times. You need Lively to stay out. I don't know what the projections are for his injury. And then
PJ Washington and Derek Jones Jr. also can't get hot.
Yeah, you need role players to not make shots
because those were open a lot in game 3. Off the pick and roll, which I mean Gobert did a good. That's another unsung thing about Gobert is like he made Luka give up the ball on a lot of those plays. They took away the floater, they took away the mid range. It was just like PJ Washington 2 for 9 night. Snuck up at the wrong time. If you get like a 4 out of 6 game from him, if you're Minnesota, that gets scary quick.
So yeah, I do feel it's remotely possible. Like it's not a 0% chance versus like Indiana probably had a 0% chance against
shout out
Boston.
to Andrew Nemhard though. We'll talk about patreon.com/state of the league.
Which Indiana fans will be like, well, every single game was close, which is true. So, but
you also choked every single game. You played like dog shit in the club every single. I mean, who's to say? Who's to put these labels on people? My team's at home, you know.
So yeah, it's not quite it's not hopeless, but you're on the ship and there's a big hole and it's filling up fast and you're trying to get the water up, but you're like, oh, I don't know, is rescue gonna come in time?
Yeah, it feels. I mean, every game is going to be the most important game. But this next game, in terms of like shifting momentum back to the Mavs, getting them to feel like, oh, we better close this out because we don't want to go back to Minnesota again. It feels like winning this next one at home is the most important. And so, I mean, fuck the way the first two went at home. I don't know how much the crowds. Luka thrives off negativity. He like Jokic. It doesn't affect him. And a lot of stars it doesn't affect him. I guess Luka actively fucking likes it, and it's like terrifying sometimes. Like there was a moment. Derek Jones Jr. and Gobert got into like a scuffle on a screen, and like they were reviewing it for a technical or whatever, and you just see Luka in the background like make eye contact with Gobert, and he just starts like smiling and nodding, and it's like, holy shit, dude, you're not even involved in this. Why are you so wired up right now? So yeah,
And
I
he's
don't
been
know.
like talking to someone on the bench. I think Kyle Anderson during a bunch of games. Kyle Anderson, shout out Kyle Anderson. He's
Hey,
been
he played
playing.
well first 3 games. The last game, stinker. So maybe he needs to play bad for them to win. I don't know.
He he has these little moments where they throw it to him where he's wide open from three, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and then he like quickly springs into a little dribble handoff. I'm like, hey, Kyle
Have you
Anderson.
ever, those Chinese shooting robots? Like the basketball robot that like you
Oh
put a
yes.
ball in its hand and it goes like okay, non-visual listeners, I'm slowly moving my hands above my head as it's calibrating the shot, and then it like throws it in.
Mm.
Someone posted a video of one of those and was like Kyle Anderson, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
If it was broken.
Yeah, the fucking robot. It was calibrated for 30%, baby. But
Kyle
he did.
Anderson also Chinese.
Oh yeah, that's. Hey, we'll see him at the Olympics this year,
We'll
hopefully.
see. We're gonna crush you, Kyle.
Yeah,
Are
we're gonna
they in
crush
it?
you.
Who knows if they'll
Capitalism
be in
will prevail, baby. Yeah, this is a battle of ideals.
it. Mm.
Shout out to. I've never seen that movie about the hockey situation. Fuck. Miracle? I think it's called.
No, I haven't either. Have you ever seen Communist Superman?
I've seen clips of it on my TikTok. It seems pretty cool. But I don't.
It's kind of funny because like by the end of the movie, like I guess they were trying to show like, hey, this would be just as bad, but it's not really. Like by the end of the movie, everything is perfect. Like the world is a utopia, except when people do bad things, they put these like little brain control helmets on them and they make them be like janitors and they make them be service workers. And
Forever or just like
I
is that
think I think forever. I don't know, but they were like, but I was like, okay, is that really worse than prison right now? Than how prison is like? Is
I
that
mean,
that much
like,
worse?
because with the helmet on, like, because you're aware of the state siphoning your time and the life out of your body in the current prison system. Like, it's one of the things you're most acutely aware of is like,
Mm.
oh, like my life, I'm wasting it here. Because the state told like that's just what they've decided is going to happen now. With the bucket on, if you are just like, I don't know, conked out
Yeah,
morally.
I forget if they were just being forced into it and they were aware, or if they were just like zombies. I forget. But I
Zombies?
remember
I don't
leaving
know.
that movie and I was like, I don't know what the messaging here is.
Yeah, shout out to Communist Superman. Shout out to Communist China, I guess. You guys probably, I don't know what the internet's. If you have a VPN, you're probably listening to this, but we
But
don't
we need to
have
start posting on crap. What is their
WhatsApp.
No, it's they have a specific they have like their own TikTok alternative and they also have a Reddit alternative. I forget what it's called, but we got to get on there.
Okay, we can do that. All right. So
Do you remember when James Harden went to China in the off season and
to
he
demand
went
a trade?
well, he did that too, to tell a bunch of Chinese teenagers how bad Daryl Morey is. But he also went on some Chinese live streamers to stream, and he promoted his wine brand, and it sold out in like 13 seconds or something.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because there was like a bunch of shit where it was just like if Harden just wanted to go to China, like he's cool with all the like he could probably make a similar amount of money selling shit. At least to like a smaller NBA contract. I don't know if he's pulling in $50 million a year or whatever it is, just like peddling products while he plays Chinese basketball. But the
It's a
aura,
billion people there, maybe.
I mean, yeah, the aura he would have there is definitely a little bit higher. I'll say that much.
I wonder if he would go. Probably not, because I don't know what the strip club scene is like. It's probably crazy.
All right, we have lobbyist requests. Sam, Slippery Fetus K.
Do we time, or is this?
This is for the Wolves maps, and then I got some real time fillers down there. At the bottom. I typed up responses to them. Sam Slippery Fetus K says Kyrie has transcended has transcended his flashy signature street ball handles. He still has his bag, but he has become the best ambidextrous, tough, and ugly shot maker this year. See game winner versus Denver, and that tough left-handed shot over Gobert in game 4. I mean, I don't want to be like did you just start watching guy? But like Kyrie in 2015, I was like, this is the best tough shot maker I've ever seen. Like this is a fucking psychopath. How is he making these? And so yeah, he's better at them now, I guess, if you just mean in the sense that like the addition of time and practice has helped him like perfect his craft. Yeah, but like it's not like he was ever just like cool. It's not like he was Jamal Crawford or something.
Yeah. I think he's been like this for a while. That is a big misconception. Like Jamal Crawford wasn't getting to the rim, and he wasn't like really finishing. And so a lot of guys have handles, but it's just to like create a mid-range jumper and stuff like that. But Kyrie, man.
It's pretty rare that guys have as good of handles and are as effective at like moving around and creating space both. Like I feel if you take all three of those, good handle, create space, and like fast moving to the rim, like driving and shit, it's pretty rare that somebody has all three. Like they usually have two. Kyrie has all three at an exceptional level. Like you think he's running, then he does like a little bit of extra burst getting to the rim to get around his guy. He's great at like snatching it back.
I love when his hand hits the ground when he like falls. It's so cool.
Yes, dude. All this every slow motion clip of Kyrie Irving doing anything in the paint is sick as fuck.
And you know what he says, which is interesting? He says it's not about the handle, it's about the movement. And so it's really just how he's moving and he's able to have the ball keep up with it.
Yeah. Did you see he grabbed like a Palestinian flag scarf from like a fan in the crowd on the way out of Dallas? I don't know what to think about him anymore, dude. Because I felt like for a while that he's like 80% based.
I don't think he has like a concrete ideology or like understanding. I feel what like on any given topic, it's up in the air. But like when it's like obviously he is Muslim now, and so a lot of people in Palestine are too. So he probably sees it that's like, hey, that's my people. But like the Jew stuff was not good. Like people are like, oh, he was proven right, and I'm like, no, these are
not at all
separate points. That video was not a that documentary was not a free Palestine documentary. That was not what it was about. And so you got to wonder, like, is Kyrie free Palestine? The Jews don't need this land. I need this land. Like for me, I don't think so. But like that, what do the Black Hebrew Israelites? What do they want to do with Israel? Do they want to kick Palestinians out as well? I don't even know what they do not have a. It's like it's all fabricated. Like I saw their founder on Wikipedia, like if you go to their founders page on Wikipedia, they're like, he's had 132 different identities, and he showed up he like showed up in Detroit one day, started preaching this ideology, and then disappeared, and we don't know where he went or whatever. And again,
Perfect.
this is something I've not done too deep research in this, so I could be getting details wrong. But did you see I forget if you liked it or not. I posted the screenshot of that Pablo Torre put from the
Oh
documentary.
yeah, where it was like Adolf Hitler's quote, and they're like, "This is a good quote that like has merit."
Yeah, it was like a quote about Adolf Hitler talking about how bad the Jews are as a positive thing. And the quote is made up also. It's like discovered from a hidden location
Oh
near
my
where
god.
from an undisclosed hidden location where near Adolf Hitler died. So it's like, yeah, I no matter, and I maintain the belief that I don't think he actually watched the documentary. I think he was kind of trying to appear like intellectual, or maybe his like friend told him about it, or maybe he saw one
Mm-hmm.
clip on YouTube. But yeah, I have a hard time believing like he sat through that whole thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that was like when it happened, I remember was even more concerning, was just like them being like, "Are you anti-Semitic?" and him being like, "I can't be anti."
Yeah.
Just like this language of like,
Well, because he's saying I'm a Jew, I'm Semitic, because I'm the black Hebrew Israelites. We are the true Jews, and we are the true people of Israel. And that's the thing. It's like we're the true people of Israel. Like, what are the Palestinians?
are you just gonna be
How do
cool
they
with them being there?
how do they fit in? I really I
No.
don't know.
I don't know. I just like grabbed a Palestinian flag. Shout out to Palestine, man. Free Palestine, baby. Sam Saprifidis Landon says, "Are Cat and Ant the best name overlapping duo in NBA history? Which Celtic do you think gets the primary Luka matchup? JB question mark, White question mark, Holiday question mark?" So this is two. You're lucky that I fuck with you. You get two lobbyist requests, but Cat and Ant.
Well, you
All
get two because this is actually a sponsored segment brought to
Whoa,
you
the
by the
car, the Ballmobile.
Ballmobile.
Oh, it bought you another lobbyist request, Landon. Thank you to the Ballmobile. So Cat and Ant, almost certainly not the best overlapping name duo, in NBA history. Okay, so I guess I might have misinterpreted this in terms of like straight up name. Um, in like it can't like I put down nickname duos that I thought were better. But maybe he's just talking about legal name. Like Ant is short for Anthony Edwards, Cat is just his initials. So
I think
I don't
he
have an
means
answer
it's
for
like
that.
they're both. It's an animal and it's an insect. It's nature.
Hell yeah. Mine, I said Kobe and Shaq, the Black Mamba plus Diesel, but I don't know when Kobe got the Mamba nickname. And then while I was writing that, I was like, way better version of this. Dwayne Wade was the Flash forever, for as long as I can remember. He was Flash. And Shaq was leaning into Diesel super hard in like 2005, 2006. Like he would talk about himself as the Diesel constantly. And so I put down Wade and Shaq as Flash and Diesel. I thought those were better nicknames. I also put down Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. Sexland. That's funny. And then Run TMC. I thought was good as well. That's just a classic from way back.
Yeah, when it comes to what are the single greatest nicknames? Magic is obviously up there.
Magic is up there. It's all like it's not that cool to me. Like it's just like it transcended his real name, and that's like why a lot of people put it in there. And it's sick, I guess, that he's like Magic, but it's so 70s pilled. Fuck. I made a video about this forever ago. Joel Prisbilla, the Vanilla Gorilla. I love that nickname, but he was not a good basketball player, so it doesn't matter. Same with who's it? Bryant Reeves, Big Country, sick ass nickname.
The Jazz need somebody to complement Ice Bryce.
Ice Bryce. Who do they? I mean, Lowry. The Finisher is a dope nickname. I love that nickname.
It's okay. I'm not that into it. The marksman with multiple Ks. I'm not that into.
The marksman's lame. The Finisher's cool. He's Finnish.
He doesn't finish that well.
Oh well, yeah, but he's got good dunks.
Shooter.
He's got cool dunks.
I guess he's a
Wow.
shooter.
Is Ice Bryce actually 31 degrees
He's actually
Fahrenheit?
cold. He's actually cold.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like real great just individual nicknames. I do love the Diesel. I love the Big Aristotle. I love Shactus. I've always thought he was sick as hell. The
Dr.
Slim
J and Charles Barkley were on the same team. So
round mound to
Dr. J and
rebound.
Round Mound to Rebound, but he probably wasn't the Round Mound to
Yo,
Rebound.
let me pull up Barkley's basketball reference. He is oh dude. All right, you ready for this? This is his full list of basketball reference nicknames. You locked
These
in?
half of these are going to be made. I don't. Where do they get these from?
Okay, Sir Charles, the round mound of
All
rebound,
right,
the
Sir Charles.
Chuckster, the Chuck Wagon, the Prince of Pizza, the Incredible Bulk, the Leaning Tower of Pizza, Bread Truck,
Oh
Boy
wow.
Gorge, Love Boat, Food World, the Crisco Kid, Wide Load from Leeds, Ton of Fun, and Good Time Blimp.
You know what people really love to do before the internet, in like the 80s, 70s especially? I feel like they were just like, we need to call you fat in a different way. We need to spend our time coming up with different ways to call
And
you
the fat person was like 15 pounds overweight.
Well, not him. He was actually up there.
Yeah, he was big. But I don't know. Like when you look back at, I'm trying to think of like a fat Chris Farley. He doesn't seem like that fat by modern standards.
Oh, I'd have to get eyes on him.
Or Jim Belushi, that was another one. Where it's just like he's like the fat guy in a lot of old comedies, and he's like 5'8", like maybe 200 pounds. Like he's not like he's just got like a bit of pudge to him. I don't know.
You know who's got some mass?
Who?
JB Pritzker. Oh man, that's a big boy.
Who the hell's JB Pritzker?
He's the governor of Illinois.
Oh my god.
You're gonna be shocked when you see this guy.
Oh my god. Have you ever seen The Bear?
Yeah.
He looks like the mafia uncle guy from The Bear.
Oh, but way bigger.
That's so insane. Hey, The Bear season 3 out soon. I'm
And
excited.
you know what? This guy is like a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like
he's
he famous. Yeah. Somehow he's like more base than everyone else. He's not, but he famously like took toilets out of his mansion so he wouldn't have to pay taxes or something.
Damn. That's so he has an outhouse now?
I don't know how it works. He's
Oh, what was our other thing? Oh, the Celtics.
How big of a toilet does that guy need, man?
Who's getting? Speaking of big toilet, Luka's probably got a huge toilet.
Man.
Who's
Luka's
getting the
dumps.
primary? Who's getting the primary matchup? On the Celtics. If it's Mavs Celtics, we've already jinxed it. The Wolves are coming back, but in the slim chance that they don't make it to the finals, who's guarding Luka?
I do not remember who it was in the regular season. I would imagine it'll probably be just by committee. They'll try out whoever. Tatum will get some shots. Brown will get some shots. White, Drew, and yeah, I mean he'll cook them all, but they'll try.
Yeah, I suppose the good thing if you're Boston, all of these guys are fine to throw at Luka. You have 4 guys who are pretty good. And I think Jaylen Brown.
Need Jordan Walsh off the bench. That's who can get the job done.
He's got to have a good nickname at some point in his career. He's got such a distinct look. So I think I would probably go Brown first. The girth of it all, like we've already talked about, this is probably the best combination of strength and length on the team. Then I would go Tatum. Then I would go Holiday. Then I would go White. But I think after Tatum, it's a pretty steep drop off because I just don't think White or Holiday are tall enough to really bother him. Like they can poke the ball away fine, but I just think I mean if Jaden McDaniels has his hands full and he's like a legit wing guard combo guy defensively, then Derek White, it's just tough.
The bigger question, I just lagged right there.
Holy shit! Okay.
The bigger question is Al Horford, Luke Cornett, Kristaps Porzingis. How are they going to hold up in pick and roll, or what are they going to do? I guess they could just hang back and they could send the help from other places.
I swear Porzingis was he was good at pick and roll defense in Washington, but I don't have any numbers on him in Boston.
I don't know. And you know what? It's going to be a revenge series. Luka's going to pull him out there, and he's going to embarrass him.
He's going to be like, why couldn't you fucking back me up? This could have been you. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Fucking loser. He's going to hit a shot. Luka has one of the best clutch three-pointer into, like, screaming into the void transitions in the NBA. Like, he's really good at just, like, he makes the shot. Nobody in the arena is angrier than he is at that moment. He fucking rocks. All right. Any final thoughts on Mavs Wolves game 5 tonight, not tomorrow night?
Nothing. I just hope to see it tonight.
Yeah, can't wait to see it tonight in a couple of hours. I got
timestamp that and get that out of
timestamp 1:34 on Thursday. May 30th.
I can't believe the Haikyuu movie is out today.
Oh shit. I haven't watched I'm tearing through some media. I'll tell you what. I got Sakamoto Days, it hooked me.
Anime trailer came out.
I did. I was on it before the trailer, so I'm not a complete normie, but yeah, dude. It's so sick. Oh my god.
I want to wait until the anime forces me into reading more. I want to see it for the first time animated.
He's literally me. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god, he's literally me. And you could be Shin. You could read people's minds, I guess.
Guys, is that offensive? We'll see.
I mean, you're just a lot lower on the power level than I am because you have sleeves on your shirt. You have sleeves on your shirt.
It all comes back to the sleeves.
God damn it, dude. Okay. Time fillers. Augusto Dabos says, which of the 9 Joestars would Jokic be?
I did watch this show, so this is all you.
You haven't watched JoJo's?
I haven't seen the Bizarre Adventure.
Dude, oh my god. The first season, it's not that good. People will try to tell you from episode 1, it's great. It's kind of like One Piece, where like from episode 1, it's great. Yeah, it's good. But then you get to the good part of the show, and you're like, that was not good at all compared to where I'm at right now. Like, this is actually fun. So the first season, it's like Victorian. And it's like vampire pilled. That's kind of what the main antagonists are. And so being Victorian, I believe they have like horses that they ride around on and shit. Johnny Joestar is the first, I believe. I want to make sure I'm not fucking my canon up here because I've only seen through like Golden Wind. I haven't seen the whole thing.
You have it in your name though. You're the guy. You're the guy, and you're the Joestar guy.
Well, I could have. If I had made my account like a year and a half later, I could have been like, go Jokic Satoru or something. Something like that. Johnny Joestar. Oh shit, no, Johnny Joestar is the new one. I'm not locked in on him. I'm gonna say he's Joseph Joestar. That is the second protagonist, and then he's in the third and the fourth ones as well. He's very silly. He's goofy. He has like, let me do my special move, and then he runs away. I feel like that would be Jokic if he was like in a protagonist. He'd be like, he'd be silly. He'd be silly pilled. He's already silly pilled. So yeah, that's my answer. Is Joseph Joestar. But if I'm reading Sakamoto Days, I might as well catch up on JoJo's. I don't know.
Might as well read One Piece.
But I'm watching One Piece right now. I'm literally Kaku. Okay, so I'm full. He's full of One Piece spoilers, everybody. If you're the second to last person to ever watch it, because you're the last. I'm the second to last. Kaku's full giraffe right now, and we're getting they just got out of the handcuffs. These fucking morons, and so Zoro is gonna get to fight Kaku, and I think Sanji just woke up from like a bubble situation. Which pissed me off.
The clean girl or the soap girl?
Yeah. God damn. Because he's really cool right now. He's doing cool stuff. Like he's fighting the wolf, and he had a sick line where the wolf was like, "You're a sheep. I'm a wolf. I'm gonna kill you." Blah blah blah. And then he was like, "Who are you?" And Sanji was like, "I'm a hunter." And then it cut to be continued, and I was like, "Whoa!" But all of his shit with women is pissing me off, and it's just gonna get worse. I know. So yeah, like, I'm gonna
prepare you. I'm going to give you a warning. There is an arc where they use it as an actual serious plot point to where he sees so many beautiful women that he gets a nosebleed and they have to find a blood transplant.
Perfect. Oh my god. I need
was
to
upset.
watch. I need to watch more Demon Slayer too. Cause
Oh,
what's his
I've
name?
watched the first 2, I think,
Uh,
of this latest season. Yeah.
I haven't watched any. I finished the entertainment arc, which was incredible, so sick. I felt like it deserved all the hype that it got when it came out. But I haven't seen shit since then, and the way they release it is kind of confusing to me. Where I'm like, do I jump into the movie or do I go into
Yeah.
the new season? And so I don't have a problem with watching an anime movie that's canon. Like I got no beef with that. It's just I don't exactly know what to fire up, and so I'm a little confused. But Lightning guy, what's his fucking name?
Oh, I forget. Something with
Yeah.
an I.
Well, Lightning guy, he's the same way. He's a pervert. And
I don't like that stuff in Demon Slayer. It feels like pedophilia.
oh no, it's straight.
That's the
It's straight
worst
up is.
That's the
What?
worst part of that show.
Like yeah, because like in the rehab clinic or whatever where all the Hashiras are, and the butterfly chick, she has like little sisters or something.
Yeah.
And the lightning guy is straight up like, oh, this is sick, you guys are so hot right now. And I was like watching that, I was like, this is like, can I get an edit where this is not in it? This is horrific. Oh my god.
If you're a Demon Slayer stan, you're probably a pedophile, but if you watch it and you just appreciate the fights, you're a good guy.
Hey, the sword it's not real. It's just swords.
It's
Not
just
even
visual. They don't have
not
water powers or anything.
not even cool, man.
I used to be a big time Demon Slayer hater because when it first came out, it was so hyped. Like people were saying, like this is the best. This is gonna be the new GOAT. This is what blah blah blah. Then I turn it on, and then the pedophilia stuff is there. And then like every time he kills someone, it's like I was actually just a young man looking for bread 800 years ago and feel bad for me. It's like I don't need to do this every single
isn't that
time.
like
And then Tanjiro is like they make Tanjiro nice and pure, but in a lame way. I don't like him
that's why we
being
like
like
Jujutsu Kaisen on this channel. Everyone is evil. Everyone's evil, and it all depends on what perspective you're looking through. Who's to say that Yuji Itadori is not just as evil as the worst curses in the world? You know, like everybody's just trying to live, and everybody's got to kill each other to get by. And history is written by the victors, I suppose.
Victor Wembanyama.
Victor Wembanyama, he's coming up in a couple bullet points, actually.
Oh, season 1 of Demon Slayer, kind of lame. Visually still good, but the story lame for pedophiles and for people who are lame. It makes being a good guy seem lame. After that, it's good. The train. Now the fire guy from what's his name? Do you remember? Did you see the train movie?
Yeah, I've seen the train. I don't remember the fire guy. That's the problem. We don't get most of these, like the Hashira's names. I feel like, in terms
we
of
get
like,
them, but I don't know if we remember them.
so fire guy, sick as fuck. Personally,
Rengoku.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Rengoku, a real one, and
That's the
what,
guy who makes looking like a good guy cool. That's where Tanjiro learned how to be better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what Demon Slayer does well is because Jujutsu Kaisen, obviously they kill characters. Demon Slayer kills characters or takes them out as well, but like they get sick ass honorable exits from the story where it's like this is what it means to like lay your life on the line for humanity and your comrades and all this shit. Where Jujutsu
It's
Kaisen,
much more positive.
yeah, it's a lot gloomier. Like, you know, everyone fucking dies and that's it. Like you die alone and sad.
And we're not
full of
making a
regret.
dent in the problem.
Yeah, it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle that will. You're just a cog in it. So yeah, Demon Slayer, super sick. I liked the sound guy with the chain swords more than the fire guy. I was him because when he comes
You're
back,
into polyamory, freak.
no, I love my girlfriend,
freak.
and I can't handle. She's too much woman for me as it is. So three of her would be insane. But I did like. Spoiler for Demon Slayer, skip ahead 15 seconds, when he came back with one hand and was like, boom, we're gonna win. I can read your shit now. Oh my god, that's like the best point in the story for me. So yeah, I fuck with Demon Slayer moderately, but there is a little bit of like the pedophilic shit where it's just like this is it. What is Japan like? That this is like, can I make a joke like this in just like a normal setting and people will be like, ha ha ha, that's so funny. Like who asks for this?
All the guys who make those stories are bizarre. Oda's bizarre.
Yeah.
Oda's got some questionable moments as well, though. I should point. There's times where it's like, why does the character have to be 16? Which I think that the age of consent in Japan is 16 or something, but that doesn't make a difference.
Make her fucking 30, bro.
You can make her
do that. It's fictional.
24.
It's fictional. It's fictional. And you are a 50-year-old man. Come on. All right. Oh, this is when Wemby springs up. Josh Lerman wants to know if the NBA. Did I even timestamp this bitch? Oh my god, I didn't. Fuck. All right. Wow. I'll just have to go through.
Wait, which part didn't you timestamp?
I timestamped when we started Mavs Celtics, but I did not, or Mavs Wolves. Sorry, I'm fast forwarding. I did not timestamp when we started the time fillers arc. So the Johnny Joestar Jokic shit. The
Are you sure? Are you sure you didn't write it down in a different spot? I thought I saw you write it down.
I think I might have grabbed my phone and not written it down. Oh no, I did. Okay, I just didn't caption it. Let's do time filler. See, by this point in the pod, I usually have like 4 bullet points on my phone for timestamps. But since we've only done the lobby request intro and Mavs Wolves, and now we're on the 3rd thing, I thought I missed something, but no, I got it. We're cool. We're cool. Josh Lerman wants to know, if the NBA had a civil war, what do you think the conflict would be, and who would lead each side? I'm curious. What do you think about this?
You go first.
Okay, so I feel like the dividing line would be young versus old, and then I feel like everybody who is like middle-aged for the NBA, like 26 to 29, or I guess 25, 24 even, they would be drawn to either side via convenience of political alliance rather than like actual passion about the cause. I feel like the generals, Wemby for the young side and then LeBron for the old side. And we would get like, I haven't really mapped out how every team would work out, but it would be interesting. We could do like a whole alternate universe where the league breaks down.
I think maybe I'd go foreign versus American. The American players are like, we're sick of these freaks. We're sick of these European
You're
guys.
Just straight up racist. Xenophobic.
Yeah, get them out of our country. Go back to France. Go back to Greece. Go back to Slovenia. Get out of here. And so, and there will be people like Kyrie will be like, no, Slovenia's cool. Luka's cool, guys. But then the All-American teams, like who's an All-American team? Are the Pacers All-American? Well, they have Matt.
I was going to say the Celtics.
The Celtics are, well, they have Porzingis.
Okay, well, beyond him, I don't know.
Who's the best All-American team? Is there any?
I don't know, because everybody, I feel like, even has like a rotation player.
Orlando. Pablo is Italian, but he chose America over.
Yeah. Orlando's Franz and Mo Wagner.
See, they're everywhere. There's got to be.
They're everywhere. Okay, so Miami's got Jovic, but he's off the bench most of the time, right? So if we go Butler, Bam, Hero, Lowry, Caleb Rob, or is that?
Jaquez is
Martin, not Robinson.
They're pretty American.
But if we're going pretty American, the Celtics work. I thought we were going like true blue blood.
Well, if we go starting 5, who starts? Because OKC's got some Canada in there.
Yeah, they got a lot of Canada. American NBA players.
Is Phoenix?
Nurkic.
No, yeah.
Let me just pull up all NBA.
Oh, no, there's a spider in my car.
You should kill it. Just kidding.
Get out of here.
If you guys see a bug, just kick it outside. You don't have to kill it. Okay, so let's run through.
How did he make the web already? Get out of there. Yes.
Bro, you've been lacking. Your security is dog shit in the ballmobile.
No. God, I gotta get him out of here.
Did you get him?
No, he's climbing in my window.
Oh my god. It's a spider.
Yeah, I needed him to get out of here.
Wow. Oh, I hear the
All right, I got him
cicadas.
out. I got him
Okay.
out. Oh, you hear him?
Yeah, they're loud. All right, you back?
All right, yes.
Jeez. Okay, so I got every NBA team pulled up here. I don't have the rosters.
How
I
did
just
he
have a
get
list
in
of
here?
them.
My windows were not open. That was
Okay,
crazy.
so the Clippers, they have Zubats. They're out. The Kings have Sabonis. They're out. The Lakers, Hachimura, does he start?
He did it by the end. He
Yeah.
replaced Torian Prince.
The Suns have Nurkic. They're done. The Warriors, oh, Wiggins is Canadian. Fuck. I thought we really had something there. The Jazz, they have Markkanen. The Nuggets have Jokic. The Thunder, Dort and Shea. The Timberwolves have Gobert. The Blazers have, I don't even know. So Aiton's, isn't he from
Bahamas.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah, he's from the Bahamas. So right off the bat, he's done. Memphis, Ja, Bane. Is Jaren Jackson Jr.? He's American. He was on Team USA. Ja, Bane, Brandon Clark.
He's Canadian.
Fuck, golly, dude. Okay,
But
the
he's
map.
out. If we go GG, and
Okay.
who else started for them? Vince Williams. That's a pretty American team. All America down in.
Okay, it makes sense.
And they got rid of Steven Adams.
Makes sense for Memphis. Yeah, real All-American team. The Mavs have Luka. The Pels have Valanciunas, although they're probably moving off this offseason, so maybe we could revisit that. The Rockets, Şengün. The Spurs, Wemby. The Bucks, Giannis. The Bulls, Vucevic. The Cavs. Ooh, the Cavs. Mitchell, Garland, Strus, Allen, and Mobley. That might be 5.
Are these our guys?
Hey, Cleveland. Okay. All right. I think that might be it. Yeah.
Do they have a single foreigner on their roster? Sam Merrill's All-American.
I don't know.
George Niang, is he from
dude, no, I think I've looked it up before. I think he's from like New Jersey.
He could be a secret Belgian.
Yeah, he's from Lawrence, Kansas, George Niang.
Oh, wow. Are we literally 100% American there?
Let me pull up their roster. This rocks. You guys are so lucky that we're doing this content for you. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm in a parking lot where there's baseball practice, and so it's filling up. It's filling up now. And this guy that
you sound like someone's holding a gun to your head.
There's this man who I do not know. He drove towards my parked car, straight on, like he was going to hit me, and then like stopped at the last minute and parked next to me. He's the coach of this baseball team. I don't know who this is. Why did he do that? This is a very bizarre
He's asserting dominance over you.
Very, very interesting.
You're getting cucked right now.
What time is it? All right. I only got 10 minutes. Actually, should I? Yeah, I can move while still speaking, though. So
okay. This is super safe, and we encourage you to drive while podcasting, everybody.
I have a magnetic thing, so I don't even have to hold it.
So we have Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Strus, Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. Is Karis LeVert American? He is.
Yeah, see, he's got Canadian vibes if he was anywhere, but I guess he's not.
What about Okoro?
He's American.
Okay. Dude, yeah, these are our guys. If we go to Niang, Wade, Merrill, I don't think they even have a single one on a single. Yeah, all right. So that's the All-American team right there. So I don't know if the Civil War was that. I guess we'd have to start like grafting other American players onto the Cavs, which they have
Okoro could kill some people with his bare hands.
No question. Okoro could kill someone with his defense. It's suffocating. I need to breathe.
Nice.
Yeah. So Josh Lerman, that's what I think. Who would be the generals in American versus foreign? That was part of his questions. Who the generals would be? Is LeBron the general for Americans?
Probably. Well, who do you think hates the foreigners the most, like Devin Booker.
Jonathan Isaac.
Well, could retire. Oh well, yeah. um, if retired players count, then Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young would be like leading the
Oh,
charge.
I'm down. Yeah, you can let him. You can let him run the war room. That's fine. It could just be in Gilbert's podcasting studio. That's chill. For the
And then for the
foreigners,
foreign side, the Italian basketball president who wants to kill Paolo.
nice. Okay, yeah, you got a full country behind you. That's good. This would make serious waves at the UN. Okay, that's Josh Lerman's. Oh, I'm pretty proud of this one. I worked up a real answer for it. He also wants to know what Tony Brothers domain expansion would be.
What did you cook?
Okay, I called it domain expansion instant replay. It's like Higuruma's. Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers for the next like 5 minutes. Just go ahead. It's like Higuruma's cursed thing with a judge man, where it's like a courtroom. But his spawns in like a giant review center, and he knows in the review center he knows like all curse techniques and martial arts and shit. And if there's anything wrong with like the strike you just did against him, he can review it and he'll call a foul on you for like having your feet out of position or like your timing with your punch is off or something. And if you get 6 fouls, your cursed energy supply is cut off until the fight's over, until a victor's been decided. So yeah, that was my Tony Brothers domain. Is that okay? So yeah, domain expansion. I figured that's pretty good. I don't know what his curse technique specifically would be. Maybe it's like a loud whistle or something.
I think his curse technique would be the Tony Brothers. He's able to clone himself.
Oh, the Tony Brothers. Okay. I like that. Yeah, it's like a full team. They're all wearing stripes. One of them tells the truth. One of them always.
How many refs are there on a court? 4?
I think 3 because he got hurt one time and they had to do it with 2. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. Oh, wait, he got hurt? How did he?
Yeah, Tony Brothers. He like it was reported as like he tore his Achilles on the court, and like they had to finish the game with a 2-man officiating crew, but it wasn't like it was just an Achilles like strain or something. So he was back in a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's just three officials on the court, and they don't have a backup waiting.
So he can create 2 more clones of himself, and he can share vision and information with them.
Okay, that's pretty solid. I feel like I feel like when people ask these questions, they're looking for like a a high tier inverse kind of power.
I think he's like grade 1.
Yeah, most people in Jujutsu Kaisen, they have bullshit for powers. It's not like Kugasaki's hammer and nails and stuff. It's cool, but like that's not doing stuff against like the hashtag real cursors. So yeah, that's what I wrote down. Josh Lerman, you're lucky you get 2. That's your Ballmobile special of the month. But I mean, we need to pad the time, so who cares? BLT Sammy says, just got AMC stubs to force myself to go to the theater more often. Just saw Furiosa, watching Challengers this week. Are there any movies coming down the pipeline that you are looking forward to? Or do you not think that far ahead and just decide to see stuff when it comes out? Challengers. I saw it this week. We could talk about it. Dong is back in a big way.
Dong?
Dong.
We didn't see their dong, did we? We got alluded to it, though.
Oh, we got some. I mean, just other guys' dongs is what I'm saying. Like, there was full dong in the theater on the big screen. I haven't seen that since I don't know when.
There was full dong in Challengers?
In the locker room, bro.
I don't even remember it.
Wow, fake donger. Oh my god.
I'm just so straight. It didn't even show up on my radar.
No. A straight person would not see Challengers, baby. Nobody's straight in the Challengers theater. There's too much gay energy going on. It was for a movie that has no gay sex and 1 man-on-man kiss, gayest movie I've seen in a long time. Oh my god. But it rocked. It was really good.
And the tennis was so good. I don't really plan too far ahead. I just kind of see what comes out. There's a Haikyuu movie, like I mentioned, that comes out this Thursday. So it comes out today.
This Thursday, which is today.
If you're locked into Haikyuu, it's actually kind of a controversial thing. Like, this is one of the final arcs, I think, and they were just like, yeah, we're not going to make it into a show. We're just going to make it a movie. So people are kind of upset. But yeah, that'll be cool. I don't know what. Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to is the Tornado movie with Glenn Powell.
That
If
is
you
so
feel it,
that is so on brand for you to be
chase
looking forward
it.
to. He calls himself the Tornado Wrangler.
Oh my! I'm so into. I'm very tornado pilled lately. I've been watching YouTube videos. Like something about the ominous, like tornadoes are so ominous, but in a cool way where you're kind of like, man, I would kind of like to be there. Versus
Have you
like
ever been near a tornado?
relatively like there's tornadoes by where I live, but it's never like actually touched down like in my town or anything. But like the tornado warning siren is cool. Being outside in that kind of weather is cool. Obviously it's bad when it rips houses off the foundation and throws them everywhere. And are there tornadoes in Nebraska?
Yeah. It's
Or do you get bad ones?
there was where I lived, not in my neighborhood, like my family's fine and everything, but on the outskirts of town, there was a huge tornado like a month and a half ago that like tore up like 5 neighborhoods, just like completely fucking flattened them. And so yeah,
Do people have shelters there?
just basements and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, my house has an underground basement, but we don't have like Oklahoma. They got like dedicated shelters and
Yeah,
stuff.
no,
But
there's nothing like that in.
out of all the natural disasters, I think tornadoes are the coolest because hurricane and tsunami, that's terrifying. Like the entire time you're getting wet and it's
Dude,
dark and you're getting shocked if it hits the power lines and you're drowning and it's horrible the whole time. And there's animals that are getting in there.
mhm.
What are the other ones?
I guess
Volcano.
volcano and earthquake.
Oh, volcano, you get the dust in your lungs. That's horrible. And then
Well,
earth.
volcano is just going to make me think of the Yellowstone supervolcano, and
Oh,
then I'll panic. So earthquakes,
earthquake. I've never been in a big one.
I've never been in one at all. I have been. I was in the basement, just hanging. Like I would sit in the basement, play video games in Nebraska. The smallest, it was like a point, stupid, like 2 whatever Richter scale earthquake hit. Like it just shook the curtains. And my dad opened the door. He's like, "Dude, it's just an earthquake." And I was like, "What?" I didn't even feel it. God damn it. So yeah, I've technically been in one, but it didn't like do anything to me.
But yeah, tornado videos are so cool. They're so ominous. It's the coolest looking storm as well. So shout out tornadoes.
Shout out to Tornadoes. Shout out to Twister, the original movie. Shout out to Twisters, the
I gotta
sequel.
watch that before.
Yeah, you're not gonna know what's going on. You won't know.
I saw. Well, I saw the first one in 5th grade. They showed it to us in 5th grade. I don't know why, but I don't
It's a
remember it.
fun fact. It's the first movie that ever got released on VHS, and my grandparents had it on VHS, so I watched
Was it also in theaters or was it straight to VHS?
No, it was in theaters. Because it was a pretty big hit, I think. I don't know. Just as someone who grew up
Because
around
tornadoes captivate the people.
well, like it's cool. As someone who the illusion is like I'm gonna be like a fucking marine biologist watching Jaws or something. I'll be like, it's not like a tornado just fucking sneaks up on you. Like the trailers are like they turn around when they're at the rodeo and there's a tornado like actively descending on top of them, and it's like, holy shit, we gotta go. You kind of like, I don't know, people are pretty good at predicting, at least if not where they're going to happen, the conditions for when one might happen. And you're probably
But they can surprise you. They can sneak up on you.
I guess.
That's the themes of the video I watched. It's crazy.
So you're looking forward to Twisters? Anything else?
And is that what it's called? Twisters?
Yeah, it's multiple.
It's a direct sequel to the first one.
I think. I mean, it's got all the same branding and everything.
Whoa. So yeah. And then beyond that, I don't know what else is coming out this summer.
I have a couple written down here. What was I gonna say? So, I'm a trailers guy for the most part. Like I go to the movies routinely enough where I see a new trailer and I'm like, oh, that looks good. I want to see that. And
You
like
see the
that's
Twisters trailer where he's going, "If you feel it."
he's cool. He's the next it guy for Hollywood. He looks like a capybara too. Have you ever
Oh.
Yeah, dude, imagine him and then imagine a capybara. They look very similar. So trailers that have hooked me lately. The Bike Riders. I think it looks sick. Have you seen trailers for that?
Is that Austin Butler?
Yeah, it's a crazy cast. It's Austin Butler. It's Tom Hardy. It's Michael Shannon. It's Art from Challengers. So Zendaya's cuck buddy. And then it's like there's some other pretty famous actors and actresses in it as well. It looks super sick. It's about like a biker gang in the 50s in Chicago, kind of rising to like prominence in organized crime and all that. And I think, dude, I was out on Austin Butler with the Elvis thing. I was like, this guy's kind of corny. I'm back after Fade Ralph. I'm back. He's got me. I'll go see him. He's kind of chill. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
I think he's a psychotic person, but I will see the movie.
Hey, Tom Cruise is psychotic too. He's made
That's
mostly
true.
good movies, I would say. I haven't seen some of the big ones. There's one where he's like a lawyer. I think it's called A Few Good Men. I've never seen that, but I did recently watch The Firm, where he's like a lawyer in Memphis that gets caught up in this crazy conspiracy. And that's really good. That's like young Tom Cruise, and he's a fucking psycho the same way.
I begin to know Tom Cruise. Shout out, rest in peace, Speaker Knockers.
Oh, rest in peace. Damn, dude. Why do you make me think about Speaker Knockers right now? You know, I had to get it on my lonely. So yeah, the Bike Riders. Oh, I put this one on my list for you because it's stupid, but I know you think it looks fun, and I do think it looks fun. M. Night Shyamalan's Trap, baby.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so into that.
Yeah. So for the listeners, that's a serial killer takes his daughter to a pop concert.
The equivalent of Taylor Swift, I suppose.
Yeah. That has been set up by the police to catch him specifically. They don't know what he looks like or anything.
But they know he's there.
Yeah, they know he's in the building. And so it's a trap, and he's got to untrap himself.
He goes to the concessions. He's like, what's going on with all the police everywhere? And he's like, I'm not supposed to tell you, but there's a serial killer here, and they're going to catch him. Oh, my God. What a dream.
Which, like, first of all, shout out to concessions guy. How do you know that? Why are you in on the plan?
He's tapped in.
Why are you working? And then why are you fucking telling? Whatever.
Well, because surely this unassuming man is not the killer. The killer would be someone visually like who looks like Carl Anthony Towns. Now.
Whoa, he looks annoying. Speaking of killers, so the other portion of how I like get excited for movies when people who are more pretentious than me get excited about them at like festivals and stuff, then yeah, I buy into the hype 100%. A24 is releasing a horror movie this summer called In a Violent Nature. It's a horror movie shot from the perspective of the killer. So like it follows him around as he fucking kills everybody. We just got a couple clips for it on Twitter, like the last couple days, I believe. It looks sick. It's like super atmospheric and dark and gloomy, and there's cool shots. And he like in the clip he throws somebody's head through a window. And so it's pretty. I'm a tasteful violence guy. Like I was never big on Saw. I didn't really like. I like the first Saw, but like I'm not into like someone torturing themselves on camera. Like that's kind of gross to me. But like I like Hereditary, I like Midsommar. I feel like that's a little more subdued, even though it's pretty graphic still.
I never saw Midsommar. I should watch that.
Dude, Midsommar, it's not as good as Hereditary. People they wrote it too hard, but
I didn't see Hereditary, but I already know what happens, and it seems too depressing. I don't want to watch it.
It's so good, I'll never watch it again. It's like that's how I felt about. Did you see The Zone of Interest this year?
No.
Don't watch it.
I don't want to.
It's so sad. Oh my God. Yeah, it's horrific.
Oh, same with Iron Claw.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that.
It's worth seeing, but only once.
Yeah, like the problem is I saw Zone of Interest because I learned what it was about and I saw it within 48 hours. And I was like, fuck it, bite the bullet. It's sad. It's gonna be sad. We're doing this. With Iron Claw, I was like, oh, that sounds really sad. And then I just sat with the concept of going to see it for like 3 weeks. And then more shit came out, and I was like, oh, guess I'm not seeing that. And so, yeah, In a Violent Nature looks sick. Apparently, they're making a Gladiator 2 starring Paul Mescal, which I like Gladiator 1. I'm excited for it. And that's the end of my list.
Yeah, I didn't. So that's probably, there will probably be a lot of good ones. The AMC, it pays for itself, you know.
It pays for itself. People are like, I don't know, man. I'm getting a lot of movie bullshit on my timeline because Furiosa's flopping right now. And oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's why my couch has moved forward. Is because 2 nights ago we just rewatched, Mad Max Fury Road, which is incredible. One of my favorite action movies of the last like 20 years. I feel like. And it still holds up. It's sick. It looks great. Everyone should go watch it. The sequel or the prequel, Furiosa, bombing right now at the box office. It's doing very bad monetarily, even though it's like as good or better than Fury Road was.
Good
and
reviews,
so
bad sales.
yeah, and so like I quote tweeted some shit where I was like, they were like, Furiosa's flopping. I was like, okay, audiences are just fucking stupid again. Like they were stupid before COVID, and we got to that point, and they kind of reset it a little bit. Audiences are fucking dumb again, and a bunch of people were like, oh, it's just not what audiences want. It's just not fun. That's not good. I'd rather just stay home. Oh my, and like I get it, staying home's fine. Go to the movies. Come on, man. It's fun. It's exciting. You get to witness it on the big screen.
Big screen, the smell of the popcorn, the Coke at the movie theater hits different. I'm talking
It's
about the
magic.
drink, but I don't know about the others.
He's talking about blow. He's ripping fat lines in the bathroom. Okay.
Going to a show, the last showing at night on a weekday when there's no one in there or there's one other guy, and then you come out and it's warm summer weather. Oh, there's no feeling like it. What a dream.
There also another thing that you get with AMC stubs is, at least I didn't notice it before, you get like notifications when they start re-releasing shit in theaters. Christopher Nolan's re-releasing Interstellar in theaters in August, and I love that movie, so I'm gonna go see that. That's another thing. I've watched it on my TV. It is great. It's a great movie. It's not the same, man.
I never saw it in theaters. I just saw it for the first time a few months ago in a TV.
What'd you think?
It was good.
It was good. Shout out Christopher Nolan, man. Love him. Yeah. Oh, they're also doing a Studio Ghibli.
Oh yeah, they do that like every year.
Yeah. Fucking Spirited Away already happened like late April, I guess. That's annoying. I would have gone to see that. And Howl's Moving Castle doesn't happen till like late July, so I'm kind of straddling. Maybe I will go.
Actually, do you get to use AMC for those ones?
I think it costs like $5. But
that's such a scam because I'm supposed to get it for free.
I guess. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Maybe you could just pirate it online. Just stay home with the rest of the fucking whiny babies. Just stay home. Oh my god. I'm gonna go see Ryan Reynolds. Have you seen trailers for that?
Are you actually?
No.
I told you I hate Ryan Reynolds because he makes the worst movie of the year every single year.
Well, Deadpool versus Wolverine might outclass it.
I'm not a Deadpool guy. I'm not a fourth wall guy.
Oh my god. You just haven't done it right. Have you seen a good fourth wall break? John Cusack in High Fidelity. He's talking directly to the watcher, the viewer, the entire time. And he's like he's like, if they had made the movie today, he would be an incel. But since it's the 80s, he's just kind of like a depressed misogynist baby. But he's like you love to hate him. He's super into music. He's like the worst guy everybody knows. And it's a very fun movie. He's like running through his most destructive breakups of his life because he's trying to get over a girl he just broke up with.
Okay, so maybe I am into fourth wall sometimes. Now that I'm thinking about it, if that counts, then I'm just not into Deadpool. Where he's
that's fine. It's pretty. I like it. I'm here for it, and I don't even like superhero movies that much. But I could understand how someone wouldn't like that. It's not the same. You had an opinion that pissed me off a couple weeks ago. What was it that you were like? Was it Tom Hanks? Maybe you don't like Tom Hanks.
No, I don't think so.
Fuck.
I don't feel too strongly about him.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember this because I was like, "What do you mean you don't like this person?"
Well, was it Ryan Reynolds?
No, because I can understand that. Ryan Reynolds, dude, his last like 10 years of movies, even if you like the Deadpool movies, the rest of them are dog shit. It is insane.
It's crazy what he does.
Yeah, his agent hates him. It couldn't have been. Nah, my mind just went Adrian Brody. Do you like Jake Gyllenhaal?
I think so. I think I'm okay with him.
No, I'm replacing you in my mind with Carson from Nerd Sesh.
Is he
doesn't
anti
like
Jake Gyllenhaal?
he doesn't like Tom Hanks. That's what it is. Which I mean, like, I'm chill with Tom Hanks. Or wait, no, he doesn't like Mark Ruffalo. That's what it is. And so I
like Mark Ruffalo. Mark Wahlberg, I hate.
No, Mark Wahlberg, I hate. Donnie Wahlberg, constantly, they're like, it's like the Knicks have Celebrity Row, and they like cut to people, and I get to be like, oh, it's Emily what's her nuts with like the hard to pronounce last name, or it's Chris Rock, and the Celtics just have Donnie Wahlberg, and they cut to him.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Emily Ratajkowski. There we go. And yeah, the Celtics have Donnie Wahlberg every night, and then sometimes like fucking David Ortiz or someone will stop in, and it just cuts to Donnie Wahlberg over and over. And I'm like, dude, this is not helping. No one wants to root for this guy. No one wants to be like side by side with him. So yeah, shout out to the Wahlberg family. An evil shout out. A curse. Yeah. We got a lobbyist request. Not a request, but I did want to make sure to mention it on air. We got it in the middle of the episode. It was from our guy, Uniton, Uniton. He said, what would your starting five of serial killers be? P.S. Uniton is a Finnish name, not a German name. I don't know if I know 5 serial killers off the top of my head. I'm not the biggest like true crime guy in the world. Ted Bundy would be a good point guard because he's shifty, I guess. He's like crafty. But
the Zodiac Killer?
He could be my GM or my coach. Dude, Joe Mazzulla
are literally playing basketball. So who's the guy from Mindhunter? The huge guy.
Edmund Kemper. Yeah, he could be my center. He's big.
Center. Was Ted Bundy tall?
I don't think so. I think he's pretty unassuming.
Jeffrey
John
Dahmer's small.
John Wayne Gacy. He was a big guy. He could be my power forward. He was like a chunky fella.
Barack Obama's really good.
Barack Obama, he could be my point guard. Serial killers versus war criminals. Best of 7 series. Serial killers got the size right now, but I don't know. Who's the tallest president, I wonder? Probably Abe Lincoln.
And he's only 6'5", so.
Yeah, Ed Kemper's taking his ass to the post and fucking lighting him up. All right. Do you have any final closing thoughts for the people?
No. Is that all of them?
That's all. Well, I saved about half of the lobbyist requests for tomorrow.
Okay.
Because I'm a little nervous about we haven't had shit to say about Boston all fucking year. And so I don't know if that gets more or less now that they've made the finals. Patreon, I am not filling out tax information right now. I'll do it. I'll do it before you pay me the money. If you're listening, Mr. IRS man, but I'm not doing it on air. Yeah, most of these are just Celtics pilled at this point. Zion's Gumbo said I really like the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare versus a Grit and Grind Grizzlies comp. I am not watching that fucking movie, man. That's the one with Henry Cavill and the guy from Blue Mountain State who also plays Jack Reacher. You know what I'm talking about?
Alan Richson.
Yeah. It's like they did like British Inglorious Bastards. It's giving me Argyle vibes. I don't know if Henry's face has just been permanently Argyled in my mind, but like it's just giving me similar vibes. So maybe it'll come on one day when I'm I don't
Is
even
that in
flip.
theaters or is that Netflix?
That was in theaters for a while. I saw some posters for it, but I can't imagine it made a ton of money.
All
So
right.
yeah,
I don't know.
if we're talking unassuming and just kind of like hardworking, but don't really get the glamorous awards, then yeah, I guess the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare can be the Grit and Grind Grizzlies.
Speaking of the Grizzlies, Gigi Jackson said Jake LaRavia was cooking him in camp. Well, Jake LaRavia hype?
Oh, Jake LaRavia hype, white boy of the year contender. I'll put him at plus 1050. I don't know how to set odds.
It's a white boy summer in Memphis.
White Boy Summer, Chet Hanks. Yeah, he saw his strip club shadow. So, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I'm calling it 220. You guys, hey, patreon.com/state of the league. We will have plenty to talk about tomorrow about the Boston Celtics. If you're a Celtics fan, give us $5. You won't regret it.
How to TV China NBA on youtube.com. 28 minutes to Reed Shepherd.
Wow. Who the fuck has 28 minutes of stuff? I don't get how you guys do draft. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.